Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans and to Infinity Broadcasting as well. Before we begin our broadcast here tonight properly, we just wanted to give our condolences, thoughts and prayers to those who were lost on December 14th, 2025 of the Bondi Beach massacre this previous Sunday. 15 men, women and children unfortunately lost their lives on Sunday in a horrific act of evil. We wanted to take this time to give a minute's silence before we begin this evening's broadcast and this new season properly here for the V8 Veterans. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new season of the Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans action for Split 2 as we come into the wonderful Adelaide Street Circuit here this evening for round 1 of season 26 of the V8 Veterans. Hamish Munro here with you with Brett Fisher alongside as we bring you all the action through sight and sound right here on the V8 Veterans and Infinity Broadcasting channels too. Split 3 race is still going on at the moment, so you can watch both as they go on. They've still got a couple of laps to go. We've got a little bit of pre-race to go through though before we do have the green flag drop this evening. So the race will not start until after the Split 3 race has finalised once again. But Brett, it's great to be back for another season, the week prior to Christmas. And I mean, what a time. What a time for us to
everything's
go
going
racing.
off.
Everything's going off.
Everything's going off.
Yeah.
Yep, no, fantastic. You know, new track. New lot of things going on. So I'm pumped. I can't wait. It's going to be another good season. You know, like I think I mean, obviously because I've been a little bit more involved in them the last couple of seasons in a different manner, as in on here with you broadcasting. I've been really pumped about the last couple of seasons, so I can't wait to see where this one goes, and I think it's going to be a corker.
It is going to be an absolute cracker this season. I'm super excited for it. We've got some new names into the split and some old favourites returning as well. Some only after a season, others after many seasons, and a few who've got hundreds of race starts under their belt have never been in Split 2 since the locked-in splits began back in Season 11. More of that to come though throughout the night, and of course more to talk about throughout the season as well. We come into tonight after a record-breaking season in Season 25. Of course, if you did miss it, Mr. Matthew Scholes became the second ever two-time Split 2 champion here in the Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans, joining Rick Sibra in the history books as the only drivers to ever do it. We come into this season with 3 possible drivers who could possibly do the same. It'd be the first time we'd ever get a two-time champion 2 seasons in a row. The 3 drivers in question: Todd Duggan, Halil Cesar, and Steve Grumley are those drivers that can do it. Let's have a quick look at this season's schedule and talk you through it along the way. 10 rounds across what will be 12 weeks, because we'll have a little break in between round 1 and round 2 due to Christmas and New Year's. We start tonight, of course, Adelaide Street Circuit, 250k, 78 laps will be the distance this evening. We'll return at the beginning of 2026 for round 2 out at the Shell V Power Motorsports Park at the Bend for 200 kilometres, 41 laps. Last time we were there was 2 seasons ago in season 24, where we had a endurance round at that stage. Watkins Glen for round 3, we're running an updated Cup Circuit variant for 150k's, 39 laps for this season. Catalunya returns to the calendar as well, this time running the old Grand Prix layout for 200 kilometres, 43 laps in round 4. Canadian Tire Motorsport Park returns as well for round 5. 250k's, 64 laps. That's going to be a tough slog around Mosport this season, Brett, because it's a short lap. It's a tough lap, tough to get overtakes done as well. Mosport's probably going to be a big test, especially at the halfway point of the season. We see the return of the Silverstone Historic Circuit as well for round 6 as we go back in time once again. 200k's, 40 laps for that one. Round 7 out at Sebring will be our endurance round this season. 300k's for 50 laps. Down in Florida. We then head over to Suzuka. It's been a little while since we've been out to Suzuka here in the Vets. Round 8, 200k's, 35 laps as well. Round 9, we see the Miami GP circuit make its debut into the series. 150k's for 28 laps as well. And then we end it all in the finale round out at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for 200 kilometres of 46 laps as well. I believe too, if I quickly just check the calendar correctly so I can announce properly, yes it is. Round 4 out at Catalunya will also be the Bin the Blade for Balin Foundation round as well. So that's all to look forward to this season. With so much more racing to come, but it's exciting stuff, Brett. Adelaide debuts for the first time tonight, and we get to experience it in all of its South Australian wonder.
Yeah, we get to experience all the walls.
All the walls. All the concrete.
All the concrete.
All of turn
all
8.
The ripple strips.
All of turn 9. All the staircase. All of the tyre barrier at turn 1.
Yeah.
Which, if you caught the Pro Series action on Wednesday, you saw you saw a bit of synergy Simsports crashing with Jordan Ross and his teammate, I think it might have been Brady Baldwin, hit the tyre, rolled his car in the Pro Series. That was huge. One of the biggest crashes I've seen in Gen 3 machinery as well. Let's have a quick look, though, at tonight's racing circuits as well, for you lovely people out there to check out how the circuit looks as we continue on forward into tonight's event. Once again, for the first time, we scroll in and scroll down to Adelaide. We're a couple of hours away from Tailem Bend, where we find, of course, Shelby Power Motorsports Park, where we'll be for round 2 in a couple of weeks' time. And then we trickle our way on in to the central business district of the Adelaide CBD as well. That was nearly a bad muck-up there. That's okay, it was nearly a bad muck-up. Of course, it was originally opened back in 1985. This layout, though, has been used ever since 1999, and it is in its 26th year, ironically, starting season 26, a week before 2026. It's amazing how things can work out in terms of statistics. It all starts on the main straight, though, as we head up towards the centre chicane at turn 1 and 2. It's a tough first area of the circuit. There was some changes in the week on the curb strike at turn 2, which was giving very, very bad slowdowns. They've kind of tightened it up a little bit, so you can take a little bit more of the curb now as you run through there. Very dangerous spot. Who can forget Jason Bright's massive incident through there many years ago on the supercars? It's a fast-paced section, Brett, and it's an early section where we could see some safety car dramas beginning.
Oh, definitely going to see some action in turn 1 and 2. I'll tell you that right now. It took me a few laps to sort of just get that right, and I was very welcoming of the adjustment they did make to the track limits there, because I think they just got it right.
I think it helped it out quite a fair bit, didn't it? You couldn't quite strike it as hard as what you previously could, or what you could in real life, so they've changed up a little bit now. We then run down through turn 3 up onto Wakefield Road. We'll often see if a driver makes a mistake at the 1-2 chicane, the aftermath of it will end up at turn 3. We can very easily see that happening tonight. We can see a car park on Wakefield Road tonight as well. You've got no problems finding parking in the Adelaide CBD. You can park on Wakefield Road. We then run up towards the beginning of the staircase section at turn 4. If you recall back to this season's real-life Adelaide Grand Final, this was the notable corner where Ryan Wood and Brock Feeney made contact. Some would argue it cost Brock the championship. I would argue it didn't. He had a misfiring engine. I think he still would have lost the title anyway, regardless of the contact.
And I think, look, just to chime in here with this, I think Brock Feeney should have been a bit smarter about that. And
I agree.
Just backed out of it just a touch, Anyway,
they often sell the point, buy a ticket to the end of the race, and he bought a ticket and threw it out the window. So
he didn't have to. That could have ended his race there and then.
Really could have. Really could have. Yeah. We then run up towards turn 5 and then down through 6 and 7 as well. Notably, if you get a slowdown through the turn 2 chicane, you can serve it all the way to the exit of turn 7. But you've got to be careful that you don't serve it on the racing line. Could get yourself a black and white unsportsmanship flag, and then if you do it again, could get you a drive-through penalty for holding up a driver as well. We then head down the Brock Straight towards the infamous turn 8, where drivers are going to be coming through at a very high rate of knots and a high rate of speed as well. Got to be careful the outside wall. There's been many an incident through turn 8 over the years, and it'll be one that will give struggle to these drivers here this evening. Then it's down the Brabham Straight towards turn 9. Again, it's going to be a hot spot for incidents. It's regularly a double roundabout tonight. It could be a double or triple car park as well. We then run through turn 10, out through 11, and out of what could be classified as the City Park section of Adelaide, and into the opening of the start-finish section, down through 12 and 13. Got to be careful of taking too much grass on the outside of the circuit off the exit of 13. Get yourself real loose, get yourself off the road. Got to be careful on pit entry as well. Kind of almost have to hug the apex as you're coming through. Drivers have got to be prepared for drivers to come through pit lane as well. Then it's down to the heavy braking turn at turn 14. Maximise exit, get yourself onto the main straight. You'll be good as gold. One talking point as well tonight is the pit exit. It comes out right on the racing line on the entry to turn 1. So oncoming drivers are going to have to be careful of cars coming out of pit lane. And drivers coming out of pit lane are going to have to be careful of the oncoming traffic too, because there could be some big incidents if they are not prepared for what is to come here this evening. Well, there's nothing else we can do than have a look quickly at qualifying this evening, see how the drivers are doing, of course, as well, and get ourselves prepared for what is to come. The drivers are out there at the moment, and at the moment, Shane Randall and Halil Cesar are P1 and P2 in qualifying, Brett.
Wow.
This would be huge for that team if they were to hold on to a top 2 position, or P1, 2, and have a front row lockout for the first time in its team's history here in Split 2. That would be massive for those two guys.
Sorry, I can't see so 21.5 Randall's done at the moment. So where would that put him on the Split 1? It'd be interesting to see whether that put him on the Split 1 grid.
I'm not 100% sure.
And
to be honest with you.
No, that's okay. It was probably just an impromptu quick question. Oh, Damien Fisher has just gone.
He has.
A 21.114.
That is going to be tough to beat. That is going to be very, very tough to beat. Big talking point coming into this season, of course. Team change for Damien Fisher, going to 266 Sim Racing. Now, the thing that this is interesting is 266, of course, was born out of Phil Manuel, who's just joined Split 2, and Joel Osterval as well. Former Team AJR drivers coming together, making their own team last season. They come into this season and they've packed that team full of now former Team AJR drivers. Notably, Luke Ullman and Damien Fisher have joined their ranks with a handful of other drivers as well. This team has gotten immediately stronger. It's gotten immediately dangerous to the whole field, and they're going to put them on notice this season. I'm telling you right now, these guys are going to be quick, and they're going to be really, really competitive. So we need to be able to keep an eye on that. It's a very nice looking livery, I must say.
Livery.
So Phil's going to come up to the line. And we'll see what he can do in his final attempt here in qualifying. He goes P2, so it's currently a 1-2 start for 266. Halil Cesar 3, so he can't stop it. Does Randall stop it? The teammate, he goes P2 at his home circuit to the top end of town.
Yeah.
Well then.
Yeah, well, he improved by 0.4 then, so that was a good pickup.
Kiddis into P5 as well.
Damien Fisher went even faster, so he was right on the cusp of a 20. So he did a 21.024, so he was flying.
So we've got a heap of teams we can talk about this season, of course, and tonight, Brett, as well. But right now, it's the 266 and Infinity Motorsports show in qualifying. Front 2 rows are locked out by those teams. Alex Kiddis, the man who started last season with multiple pole positions, could not go better than P5 in qualifying. He'll always be one to watch this season.
Yeah, well, he's
remembering Alex didn't have the run of momentum towards the end of last season. He started the season off really, really well, but halfway through he kind of lost the momentum a little bit. This will be a season to rebuild, regroup, and have another attack at it as well. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do.
Definitely interesting.
Reese DeGoey rejoins the Split 2 field, did similarly to what Halil Cesar did, went up to Split 1 in Season 24, has come back, in Season 25, has come back in Season 26 to Split 2. Bruce Tannick, of course, he'll be someone to watch this season as well, but he hasn't qualified the best P22 at the moment, as qualifying is about to come to an end.
Surprising for Bruce Tannick to be so far down there, actually. I would have expected him to be further up. He must have just struggled a little bit in practice there. In qualifying.
Well, we're going to be in for a hotly contested race as we head towards the warm-up session for these drivers. But luckily for us, we can swiftly skip the warm-up session and we can get straight into the racing action, because I do believe the Split 3 race may be completed now. Let me just double-check. No,
you check that, Hamish.
They've got a couple laps to go, so we'll run
the
warm-up session. And we'll do a little bit of preamp for the season, Brett.
We'll do a bit of waffling.
just a little bit of waffling. I have just realised I didn't have the cars turned on, so now I've turned them on. That's great. So we can get a little bit of waffling in there as well. Todd Duggan's just trying to finish up his qualifying at the moment, so
we'll watch Todd.
Watch Todd complete his lap in a very Austin Cindric looking livery for that car. Must be said. So perhaps they've taken inspiration from the American who wildcarded out at Adelaide.
Maybe they just saw it and thought, "Oh, we like that."
So, Brett,
it'll be interesting. Sorry, Gavin.
I was going to say, I have to ask you personally, because of course you're involved in this battle for this particular trophy, which some would argue is more important than the championship. I wouldn't, but you may. The Battle of the Bretts. How's that going to go this season with yourself, Brett Horsell, and Brett Taylor?
Well, we had a few last season. We had a few times where we were on track together. So and Brett Horsell took it out last season, so he was right up there. and yeah, we'll see how it all unfolds. You know, like it's definitely. I mean, you know, it's just one of those things you can't preempt who's going to be the better of the Bretts, but time will tell. At the end of the season, we'll know.
We will indeed. We'll know who's the champion, and we'll know who's the champion in the Battle of the Bretts too.
Of the Bretts, yeah.
As
We'll keep an eye on that.
Scott Weston's just pulled up and given up on his final attempt there here in qualifying. So warm-up session is just about to come, 5 minutes for that, and then we'll be getting into the racing action here this evening. So racing action is only roughly 8 minutes away. We're just giving a little bit of time for the Split 3 race to end this evening, so you guys can catch the end of that one. You come straight over, watch the beginning of this race, and fill your night with wonderful V8 Veterans action. There's multiple drivers that have come into Split 2 this season, including some old favourites, including some drivers who've come up, who've returned, and who are debuting this season as well. There's a couple of names I want to throw out there prior to who we get into who's been promoted this season and who's rookies and who's returning. The two names I want to throw out there is Scott McCune and Stuart Hall. Two drivers who have got over 150 race starts. In fact, Scott McCune's on 228 race starts. Stuart Hall's on 160. Since season 11, which was the first season that we had locked-in splits, Brett, right, where we pre-qualified at the start of the season and then your split was locked in, neither of them have ever been in Split 2.
Yeah, right.
They've only ever been in Split 1 for 25 oh no, not 25, that's my maths way off there. For 15 seasons, they were in Split 1. And now 15 seasons later, and they're now in Split 2 for the very first time. It kind of, it not only says a lot about how the field's progressed, but it also says a lot about how the league has progressed as well, and how the skill deficit or the skill level has changed over 15 seasons. 15 seasons makes up 3 years of racing in vets. Like, that's a pretty big change across 3 years for the series. Of course, they've gone from 2 splits to 3 to 4, you know, from 80 odd drivers or 100 drivers to 150 to 200. So there's always going to be a little bit of skill change. It'd be interesting
to know the time differences. Oops, someone got that wrong then. The time differences between the splits, how much closer it is and how much it's changed over the period of those 15 seasons. Do you know what I mean? So how much closer is that number?
Oh, Stephen Kokoschke has found the tyre barrier, the first one to hit it. It's not only those drivers that have come down. Of course, Reese to go, he came down. We mentioned him. Halil Says has come down as well. The season 24 champion returns into
no slouches.
No slouches. Very, very talented drivers.
And that's what I mean. I think, you know, if those boys are, you know, kicking themselves a bit, I'm back down in Split 2, blah, 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 you know, I think the one thing they've got to remember is that gap has closed up, so it's become so much harder.
I can tell you right now, Brett, there were fireworks going off at Halil Sez's house when he found out he was back in Split 2. He did not enjoy his season in Split 1. He was very happy to come back down.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Well, and the thing, I guess the thing is that you'd think that you know, back in Split 2, I know I'm going to be in the top part of that split. You know, am I on for a championship? Well, you know, so that's what it'd ignite their, you know, set their pants on fire, so to speak.
The other notable driver is the return of the Silent Assassin. For the first time since season 19, Gary Buckland is now back into Split 2 as well. So for, I think it was about 6 seasons, he was up in Split 1 for around about coming up on 18 months. He was within Split 1 ranks, and then now he's back into Split 2 for the first time. And again, it's even in that time period, the split's completely changed. It's a completely different landscape to what it was. The broadcast has changed. It's now me and Brett instead of me and Scotty in the booth. But notably, the driver list has changed in terms of who's within the split. And obviously new cars, 4th split's now been introduced as well. So it's been a little while between drinks for Gary Buckland to be out here. So it's, you know, be very, very interesting to see how he goes this season. Brett Taylor's in the chat with us. Is it called a gaggle of Bretts? Oh, maybe it's a babble of Bretts, maybe? Who knows?
We'll have to ask GTP. How do you class
Maybe
a menagerie of Bretts?
And that's exactly how you pronounce it, a menagerie of Bretts. You've just done it. You don't even need ChatGPT.
Maybe.
Or Google Gemini for that matter. So
yeah. The other thing I was thinking too, like in the case of Gary Buckland and some of the other drivers that have come back down to Split 2, is that what transpired in their previous season. Was it wasn't able to attend a number of rounds. Do you know what I mean? So like if they haven't been able to attend a few rounds, their pace is probably still, you know what I mean, Split 1 pace, but it was just unfortunate they dropped because of their attendance. So there's all those other things to think about as well. So
Roy Clark's claiming it's a murder of Brett's, apparently. So
I am going to have to Gemini it. Well, it'll be just interesting. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll Gemini and I'll co-pilot it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes this evening and throughout the season as well. But this is the starting grid for tonight's race for the first round of season 26 and the final time in 2025. Damon Fisher will start pole position alongside Shane Randall on the front row of the grid. Phil Manuel and Halil Cesar will then start on the second row. We then get Alex Kiddis and Scott McKenzie for the third, ahead of Steve Grumley and Mick Clifton for the fourth row. Reece DeGoey and Paul Burns will then make up the top 10, with Matty Monday and Gary Buckland making up the top 12 on the grid here tonight. Michael Jones, Stephen Kokoschki makes his debut into the Vets. It'll be very interesting to see how Kokoschki goes tonight for Synergy Sim Racing. Yeah, they'll start ahead of Ron Allen and Joel Oosterval for the top 16 cars. Matty Parker, James Boardman then start in the top 18 with Chris Blanchard and Rick Viger for the top 20. Simon Hedishi, Bruce Tannock will start ahead of Brett Horsell and Craig Friend for the top 24, with Andrew Galley and Brett Fisher starting ahead of the returning Scotty Van Loon and Todd Duggan for the top 28 cars. Pete Baxter and Ben Brook will then start ahead of Scott Weston and Andrew Hoffman, with Roy Clark, Matt Stoyles ahead of Derek Lovegrove. Team changing him over to GSD Racing ahead of Brett Taylor for the top 36 cars. We then look back to Russell Uren, starting alongside Jeremy Bush, with our race controllers here this evening, Brett O'Brien, Todd Martin and Lucas Burt. It's an interesting name there. Luke Holland decided to sit in on this one, apparently. I think helping out race control this evening was Luke. So we haven't seen Luke in a little while. It's good to see him lurking in the background every now and again. So we've got a little bit of time before the start lights will go up and we'll go racing once again. But we look on for the start of this race tonight and the green flag to be flown as well. And for everyone to get around them. So, well, we've had a good claim, actually. You know what it is, gentlemen? Most of them in Split 1 are around the 40 age mark, which makes it difficult for us oldies to compete. Yeah, I suppose. Younger bones, younger muscles, just able to hang on to it a little bit better, possibly. With age, does it come wisdom? Does it also come your body degrades too, possibly? I don't know. I'm not quite there yet, but
well, your body definitely degrades as you get older, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, you get a DLC every year of a new part of your body will hurt for the rest of your life.
What do you mean every year? It's every week.
Oh, every week. I suppose you get the boosted season pass package when you get past 40, but... So we've got about 30 seconds until the lights are going to go up and we're going to go green flag running once again. The drivers on Thursday were actually having their own moment of silence here on the grid, so that's why we're just waiting for that as well.
Well, while that's going on, I can say that Gemini has said a buddy of Brett's, a board of Brett's, a bellow of Brett's, or a batch of Brett's. Also, a bro of Brett's, a brew of Brett's, a brag of Brett's, or a circuit of Brett's.
I like circuit. Circuit works well for racing.
Yep.
That's what I like.
Co-pilot has said a circuit of Brett's as well.
Very good. That's the one. Lights are up, though, for the drivers, and we're going to go green flag running at Adelaide Street Circuit for the very first time. The streets of Adelaide get lit up with V8 action here tonight as we run in towards the centre chicane for the first time. Randall looks racy against Damien Fisher as we come on through. There looks to be a little bit of biffing and barging in the background for a couple of drivers, including Rick Viger, who's been spun round at turn 2. Another driver in the wall as well. It's chaos back there. We'll look back at it to see who's been involved.
Going hot there too.
But Randall's going at it.
Going head to head.
Yep, he wants the race lead early. Comes through, turn 6, takes the lead. And now we'll lead them on to the Brock Straight for the first time.
I think Damon backed out a little bit of that after turn 1-2. It looked like he tried to give plenty of room, and I think that's probably what hurt his speed coming onto that third, fourth section.
Well, Matty Monday's had a bit of a spin around as well down at turn 7, and he's into the wall for Fishy Motorsports, but Randall leads us through for the first time in towards turn 9. We can see multiple cars entering the corner. Is it going to be a car park scenario early? Oh, Borsman's been spun round by Bruce Tannock there, it seems.
Oh, and there's there's more. Like there's another pack. Oh, got a car going in the wrong way.
Multiple cars down at turn 9 involved, and Boardman is down 18 in his return to split 2. That was so close.
Oh.
So close to Matt Monday. It is intensity personified, but Randall leads the way to Fisher, Manuel, Cesar, McKenzie, Grumley, Kittis, Clifton, DeGoey and Buckland for the top 10 as Matt Parker's into pit lane. So it's an early stop. Not going to count as a they're not going to count as a CPS, but they'll at least maybe take a little bit of fuel out of it, maybe get some damage fixed up if they had some carrying as well. But we've survived lap 1 without a yellow flag and without a safety car being thrown, but it's just as intense as ever.
Oh, it is. And how good is this track? It presents on iRacing incredibly well. It looks like one of the SLS cars having a look on the inside down that straight back there.
It's Reese DeGoey trying to get it done on Michael Jones. Backs out of it smartly.
Yeah.
Tucks in ahead of Paul Burns. Now without a teammate in split 2 is Paul. Of course, Matt Scholes, the champion of last season, went up to split 1. Paul's been left behind. He's now on his lonesome here tonight.
Paul just put his car there in a good spot, but he's back out of it, and DeGoey just continues through.
Fastest lap last time by, of course, was Shane Randall, the race leader, 1:30.95. It's going to be significantly smashed now that we've done a full green flag lap.
Those 266 cars are looking pretty racy there as well. DeGoey in pits.
Yeah, so the first proper CPS of season 26 is done and dusted, or coming in to be done and dusted. Randall, a 1:22.0 the last time by, so the fastest man on track is the man that is the home driver here tonight, or at least one of the home drivers based out of Adelaide. He's got another South Australian cohort behind him in Phil Manuel, who would love some hometown success too. Further back in the field, just to speak about the Battle of the Bretts for a second, Brett Horsel's based out of South Australia too, so he'll be wanting a bit of success here tonight, but he's got some work to do, being down 9 positions into P32 at this stage.
Yeah, wow. We know Horsell was the better of the Bretts last season, so we'll see how this all turns out.
Yep, he impressed really well. And Van Loon gets past
Lovegrove.
Yep, new team for Lovegrove coming into this season, so change of livery for him as well. It means now that Scott McKenzie is the Lone Ranger for Misfits here in Split 2. It's great to see Van Loon back on track. As much as I have a disdain for chrome cars, it doesn't feel right when that chrome silver Fishy Motorsports entry is not on circuit, does it, Brett? Without him out there, it just feels wrong.
Yep. Very distinctive too, that car. You know who's behind that wheel, I'll tell you what, straight away.
Oh, Jeremy
and
Bush.
We've got some more chaos. Jeremy Bush and
Brett Horsell.
Brett Horsell coming together.
We talked him up a moment ago, and now there's been a little bit of contact apparently between them down at turn 9, so they'll try and sort themselves out once again.
I wonder whether his livery is correct. He might be. Because I think it was on the night. He must have changed it for.
Maybe he has a retro for something in future, possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe for round 2, or possibly a different race coming up as well.
I'd say that's the case, because I'm pretty sure I've seen him on track. Yeah, actually, we've got Manuel. Phil Manuel must have a slowdown.
Yep. So that lets Cesar through. That's going to put big pressure on those 266 cars, especially with McKenzie coming as well, because now Infinity Motorsports, if Cesar can catch up to Fisher, they're going to start to be able to work together here with Randall and Cesar and try and muscle him out of the way.
Yeah. Interesting new paint scheme for Cesar.
He took on the Watton Mechanical sponsorship last season when he was in Split 1. After the initial retro round, and then changed it up to Watton Mechanical, and now comes into this season as not the only Watton Mechanical car in the field, actually. James Baldwin, his teammates, also taken on that moniker, has gone the Black Art Designs car that Baldwin was previously running. He's now running mechanical to be a at least car twin to Mr. Cesar, although they're not identical, because although James's car's got big damage on it after that contact with Tanak we saw earlier on, so it's a bit of a struggle there. Tanak's now in pit lane for a drive-through, so that's a first drive-through for the race. I think he may even have a second coming his way, because I believe he may have had two contacts on lap one. So
yeah, right.
That's a struggle.
Just looking at Randall too. Randall's done a 21.950, and Damon, his last lap was a 22.649. So he's just started to break a little bit of that gap out. Damon's about 1 second behind Randall at the moment. But very impressed. Both these drivers coming off a fairly strong season last season. And yeah, probably Damon's last race really hurt him in the championship, but he was a strong contender for most of that race.
Shane had some struggles as well, of course. Belle Isle was one to forget. His woes really started for no fault of his own in that one, and then some other races he kind of just lost it for himself. But I think he had this in self-reflection. He felt that he actually had his strongest season in terms of pace last season, and he could have finished a lot higher if he hadn't have caught those difficulties. So I think this season he could be one to watch. He will have a limited season in there. He won't get every round in.
Damon closed.
He did.
Huge amounts of gap there.
Oh, he did. Closed right up on him.
Damon closed about a second in only 2 corners. I wonder whether Randall got a slowdown.
I don't know if he had a slowdown or if maybe he was just trying to reset himself a little bit. Maybe got a little bit
actually,
through 1 and 2.
Well, he did. He did actually look like he took more. The car didn't go as straight as what it looked previous laps. It looked like he swung a bit. So maybe he just didn't get a good exit and had to back out of it early. But, yeah.
Well, we come round 8 once again. We've got some tightening battles happening. The returning Gary Buckland battles away with Mick Clifton and Michael Jones here through turn 8. New livery on the XSR machine of Clifton. He's now the sole runner for this team in Split 2 this season. Never mind, it actually looks the goods. New livery's off for Old Mate and Sons as well.
Good. Yeah.
As well for Michael Jones, really in this series, he's a privateer. So Michael will be hoping this season he can do a little bit better. I had a conversation with him post-season last season. The one thing he knows he needs to improve upon is his strategy work. That's probably the one thing that's holding him back. So he'll be hoping to fix that up this season. Could get himself a result out of it if he can fix himself up as well. Further back, of course, Simon Heddersheet just chasing down Craig Brent at the moment. Yep. You got yourself and your teammate Brett and Andrew Galley working together here on the back of Heddersheet.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, Andrew Galley, new to this split, come up from Split 3, and I'll tell you now, he is definitely one to watch. Definitely the boy's got some pace, and keep an eye out for him.
He's doing a great effort, is Andrew Galley. Just tucked in here behind yourself, Brett, at the moment, as you guys battle with Heddersheet and friend as well. Van Loon and Tatnick in pit lane, and I believe Tatnick's in for his second drive-through, so that's going to put him way down the order. That'll hurt him on the license point scenario as well. Yeah. As Matt Monday has just had a half spin, up at, I think that was turn 4. He's gotten going again, but it is struggle street tonight in Adelaide for Matty Monday and Fishy Motorsports. I suppose the good news for him is he does finally have a teammate in the split once again with Van Loon back. We'll see if those guys can work together this season. I think Matty had a very strong run a couple of times last season, looked good around about the midpoint of the championship. Could be on for a good result this season. It is struggling. That's got some damage on it.
Yeah. I'd say he's got a wheel, must be pointing in the nether regions.
Yeah. Roy Clark as well. His car's looking worse for wear. Looks like it's been driven by Roy Clark, so that adds up. Welcome back to Split 2, Roy. Roy's new to Split 2 again. Has he been up here before? He's been in Split 2 before. It's been a little while since he's been in Split 2, so welcome back to Roy Clark once again. Good old Crash Clark returns. Stephen Kokoschki at the moment, the debutant. We've got 2 debutants this season. He's the only one who raced at Adelaide, though, out of the 2 of them. He's up 6 positions at the moment for Synergy Sim Racing, and he's got it himself a slowdown, so he's had to let Mick Clifton past as they come down Brock Straight through turn 8 and on towards Brabham Straight as well. Stephen, I mean, he's got some wicked pace in this car. He's going to be one to watch. Thank you so much for watching us all the way from Ukraine once again. Hopefully we'll see you in the new year watching along with us once again for round 2 out at the Bend. But thank you so much for joining us in the chat. And a big thank you to everyone who's been in the chat tonight as well. And if you are watching and you haven't gotten into the chat, be sure to get out there, get chatting with us, and watch along with us too. We've got so many more laps to come. We've still got 70 laps to go of Adelaide tonight. So many more kilometres still to run. So it's great to have you all out there with us. Steve Grumley's out there with us. You were out there getting the punters fired up before, Brett. Maximiliano's out there with us too. Reese to Goey's out there. The 46 was out there with us as well. Damon Fisher's out there with us. Phil Manuel's out there. Michelle Grumley in the chat with us. Great to have you, Michelle. Sheer Genius is with us too. Brett Taylor, I mentioned before. Roy Clark. Gravy Taskin's watching over on the Infinity Broadcasting Channel too. Jimmy's in the chat with us as well tonight as well as Brett Horsell. So thank you guys so much, as well as Luke Ullman. Thank you to everyone who's watching along with us here for the split 2 action out at Adelaide.
Just watching this section through the staircase, wasn't the section of track through there a massive hit in the concentration? Like it was really, really good, and you really had to concentrate. You got a couple of seconds breath as you came down, prepared yourself for turn 8, and then a couple of seconds there before you prepared yourself for turn 9, and then got back amongst it all again. But the track had some very, very lively moments all the way throughout the circuit. Looks like Randall's managed to break the toe on Damon's car. He's about 3.3 seconds out. Yeah.
So Randall, has he found his track? Of course, he grew up in Adelaide, comes from Adelaide. Is this the time? He's yet to get a race win in the Vets.
Well, maybe
Could tonight be the night in his first track?
Yeah, you never know.
Well, Damon Fisher would love to get himself a race win as well. Hillel says a multiple-time winner, of course, too. Oh, he's just lost his front end. I think he actually clipped the curb then at turn 4. So that car is going to be massively affected for pace. But what it's going to mean is possibly here, Brett, is he may now be able to become a little bit of a wall for Shane and just hold the pack back that are behind him, because he's going to be down on pace.
Well, are you though? Because there was some guys in split 1, wasn't there, that they seemed to be still on pace. They didn't really seem to affect it once they lost that front splitter. So, I mean, I know technically it's supposed to have some sort of, Misfits now on SLS, just giving you a nudge and saying I'm here. The first tap's a warning, as they say. Yeah.
Grumley got it done though, under brakes there at 9, so he got that through. And then Scotty McKenzie just giving him a little tap for good measure as well. Kiddis down 2 at the moment. He's just tucked up behind this battle as well. But I know that Steve would love to win himself a title. He's one of those 3 drivers he mentioned who could win his second championship this season.
On there,
Oh, bring back the biff.
Wow.
Bring it back,
Under
Brett.
brakes.
Yeah, get the biff going. Give it a set.
Alex Kiddis is going to try and take advantage here coming into turn 1, but no, pulls out with smart choice. That's what I'd like to see from Kiddis. Like he just needs to make a few smart choices throughout these rounds, and he might see himself, back up there, because I think he's going to have definitely a lot of challenges on his hands. So it'd be good to see him if he can complete a season with some consistency.
He's got a couple of teammates with him now this season. Of course, he had Michael Quain last season. Still has Michael in split with him, but he's now also got the returning Gary Buckland. And still has Craig Friend out there with him as well. So there's good numbers for Old Mate and Sons in this split this season. SLS have got 3 cars out there as well. Steve Lanyon, who missed round 1. Steve Grumley, Reese to Goey, they're out there together as well. Infinity Motorsport. They've got, for the first time in quite a few seasons, they've now got 3 cars in split 2. It also says Shane Randall and James Baldwin all together as well. 266 Sim Racing, they've got 3 cars. Damon Fisher, Phil Manuel, and Joel Oosterwald as well.
Shadow Racing has got 4. So Sean Cullen, unfortunately, he couldn't make it. His PC had a shit bed, and it was in the store getting fixed. Fossil, Pete Latham, he's become a counsellor now in the West WA area, and so some of that time is taken up by counselling. and I don't mean a counsellor as in like, you know, oh, what are you feeling? I mean a counsellor as in councilman, yeah.
Yes.
And obviously myself and Andrew Galley on track here at Adelaide. So, you know, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of numbers in teams that could sort of affect the way it's all being played too, isn't it?
Well, perhaps big for this team here, Nova Simsports, the first time since Paul Hayes was in Vets, and actually ironically Manny Parker's MP late, but the first time since Paul Hayes was in Vets, there's now 3 Nova Simsports cars in Split 2. Todd Duggan, Matt Parker and Stewie Hall all together in Split 2 this season. EWT Racing, of course, they've got big numbers. Brett Taylor, Matt Stoyles, Scott Weston all together. Fishy Motorsports got 2 drivers, and Scotty Van Loon and Matt Monday. Angry Birds Racing's got Rick Viger and Chad Viger as well this season too. I don't believe Nick Hasler is still in Split 2.
They were very hot last year, the Vigers.
They were. They very well were. WKMP as well with Chris Blanchard and Russell Uren too. So that's just a couple of teams for you. Majority of the teams really. They've got multiple drivers in here. Same with M1 Racing. They've got a couple out there as well. But it's heating up, and it's heating up the front because Halil says is starting to get pressured here by Phil Manuel with that lack of pace of no front end on that one mechanical car. It is.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, can he get this done? This is going to get tight. Says they're not really relinquishing just yet, giving a nice fair amount of room there.
When he wants to block.
Says they're tucking in, but look who Grumley's going to poke his nose in now.
Yep, that was lucky they didn't come together.
And McKenzie.
Yep.
McKenzie's there too, so this is all starting to bunch up, and we can see obviously...
This here is giving his teammate, the race leader, a hell of an advantage because there's now 8 seconds back to Phil Manuel in P3, and then even more time to the cars that are behind Halil. So this is helping out his teammate and race leader immensely here tonight.
But you have a look at Damon's closed that gap back up. He was over plus 3 seconds. It's back to 1.5 seconds. Grumley still trying to battle here with Cesar.
They're going at it. 2 former champions, 2 of the 3 possible 2-time champions that could come out of this season. And they're going hard at it up the front end of town. And of course, they are only 2 of 5. Sorry, no, they're not. Of course, Steve was the last Gen 2 champion. And Halil is one of 4 Gen 3 champions in Split 2 as well. So Steve could make history by becoming the 3rd 2-time champion and 3rd person to win it in Gen 2 and Gen 3 machinery. Halil could make history by becoming the 3rd 2-time champion and being the 1st to win 2 in the Gen 3 car. So there's a bit of history on the line for them.
So this battle pack we're currently with the moment goes all the way from Cesar, so position 4 right up to, and I'll call Joseph. Is it Joseph Osterwald?
Joel Osterwald.
Joel Osterwald. Sorry, pardon my pronunciation. It's normally crap, but that goes all the way back to Blanchard really. And it looks like Burns, Jones, Buckland. There's a bit of a swapping around there.
Yeah. Big dive bombs coming down at 9. Blanchard's trying to get the job done on Buckland.
Oh, too easy, too much on the right foot.
Of course, we can't forget what Buckland's all about, Brett. I mean, I know it's been a couple of seasons since he's been here, and there's a lot of new viewers who are joining us possibly since Gary's been in Split 2. There's a reason G'day new viewers, hi. There's a reason why we gave Gary the moniker the Silent Assassin. He will sneakily find his way into a bloody brilliant position in the race, whether it's a podium, a top 5, or get himself a top 10 after starting further back in the field. Gary is Mr. Consistent when it comes to being able to get himself forward. I believe he's just gotten himself a slowdown though, which is why Blanche is able to get past him, and Reese is pressurising him now as well. But yeah, Gary's one to watch.
Interesting. Yeah, well, isn't it interesting? I before we got on air tonight, I actually threw the list of drivers and their teams, their numbers, and all sorts of stuff into Copilot, and to come up with so Old Mate and Sons, the collective in Brisbane, Central Coast, and Adelaide. So Gary Buckland, Gaz, the Victorian anchor of the team, reliable code and rarely crashes. So
Yeah, he is
consistent,
super
yeah.
consistent. Is Gary, and again, he's a silent assassin. He'll sneakily pick up positions here or there. You'll look at the start of the race, he would have started maybe P22. You go to the end of the race and he's P5, and how the hell did he do that? It's just through pure consistency and grit.
Yeah.
And that's what Gary's all about. And
Plays the long game.
he does. He
Plays the long game.
He
Yeah.
plays the game of let's buy a ticket to the end and try and get ourselves there.
And I think that's, we talk about Kiddis, last season and stuff like that. I think, and you've got drivers. Oh, here we go. There's a bit of action here.
Koshki wants the outside.
Geez, that's an outside move, but he'll get, if he holds it there, he's on the inside here, he's got that move done.
He's got some balls, doesn't he, to Stephen
That is a
Kokoschki.
good move.
Outside at 3, gets
And
the
here we
job
go.
done. Here comes
Clifton
Mick
having a
Clifton
look
as
as
well
well.
on Kiddis. And look at Burns, he wants to make it a little 3-for-1 special.
Wow, I wonder whether
Oh, Kiddis clipped the wall at turn 7.
yeah.
And that car's
I
got
wonder whether
damage.
I wonder whether Kiddis had a slowdown. He was trying to do that slowdown.
He may have
so
done. He very well may have done.
that, yeah. What I was saying before is that you've got the likes of Gary Buckland, consistent, and things like that. And I wonder whether, Kiddis had pace all last season, but unfortunately got himself in a few tangles and things like that towards the latter part of the season. So, that's the difference in the driving, the consistency, making sure you're sort of having a good all-round season, or are you there just to win a race,
You've got to be in it to win it, and you've got to try and keep yourself, consistency has often been the key in winning a championship here in Split 2. It's the name of the game. The most consistent driver often is the one that comes away with the championship. And the chocolates, and it's clipping the tyre barrier for Cesar.
Yeah.
This car is hurting.
And if you bin it, you don't win it. Oh, here we go. This is good. Nearly 3 wide now. I reckon that tyre on the left-hand side there, yeah, that's definitely pointing onto the nether regions.
Yep.
If you have a look at that left-hand front, that is definitely heading in the wrong direction.
Oh, yeah, it's not looking good.
Maybe fighting that car about now. 17 laps of 78.
No steering damage we can currently see. So it looks okay.
Is he a little right down? Yeah, I don't know.
No, he looks pretty straight.
No, it does look pretty straight. Yeah, it might have been just the way it looked through the staircase, but it looked,
there is at least one right turn in the staircase. So that might be why. But
ooh, has he got someone up on his inside
yeah,
there?
it's Kokoschki.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Stephen Kokoschki,
I'm just going to call him.
watch.
I'm just going to call him Steve.
Steve.
and the other one was Joel, wasn't it?
Yeah, Joel was the ball. As Roy Clark
I just don't want to
has found himself in the runoff zone down at turn 4.
Oh.
So that's not helpful
Mackenzie
for
pit
him.
lane.
Yep, Kokoschki's in as well.
Pit lane. Here we go. Oh, I've got it right.
There you go, Brett. There you go.
Yeah, got it right.
So we are at lap 18 of 78. Shane Randall leads the way to Damon Fisher and Phil Manuel. And there you see Bruce Tannick
in the way, yeah.
Traffic,
Well, not in the way,
Bruce
but
Tannick.
yeah, lap traffic.
Because of the 2 drive-throughs tonight already. He'll need a safety car to get back into this one.
There we go. He's let Damon go through, so he's obviously adhered to the blue flags.
He doesn't want to let Matt go because Matt's for position, so there's still a bit of time though between Randall and Manuel. That gap's down to about 7 seconds, so Phil has gained a second on them. There's a couple of cars into the road.
Yep.
Kokoschki, Buckland, and Blanchard just got himself a slowdown, so he lets Buckland go, tucks in right in front of Reese DeGoey. But there'll be a little bit of pressure towards turn 9 as we head down towards the braking zone. And there you see
Hoffman in pits.
Yep, Hoffy's in. The only SCR car in Split 2 this season with Mr. Caparonis playing the game of come down and go back up again. We didn't really expect that last season, did we, Brett? We kind of thought maybe Jim, because he had a bit of time away, might take the season to regroup, reset, and have a crack this season, but no.
He was pretty strong. I think that's, I don't know, it might have come down to the pub test, but I think he was pretty strong when he was there. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes in Split 1 this time around. Paul Burns in pit.
So Paul's now in.
Kiddis under Michael Jones having a bit of a look.
right there on him. Wants to have a crack if he can get it. Might need to try and set himself up for turn 9. And I suppose the big difference here is at Adelaide, Brett, you can't think about the next corner ahead. You kind of got to think 3 corners ahead of how you set yourself up for 3 corners ahead. It's the same if you're at turn 1, you got to think about how you're going to go for the move at turn 4. If you're at turn 4, you think about how am I going to go for it at 7. And if you're at 7, you think about how am I going to go for it at turn 9. So that's kind of the big balancing act that they're having to play here this evening.
I think the thing that I had problems with is throttle application. I think I was too heavy on the throttle application, just getting a tiny bit of wheel spin all the time. So that's probably something I've got to, concentrate on. I think that's where I'm losing a bit of time.
Running it up through turn 11 now they come, and Kiddis is doing well here just to hold off Michael Jones.
Yeah.
Both of them very impressive last season. Both of them had come up from split 3 previously. Again, though, Kiddis just had some struggles at the halfway point to the end of the season. So hopefully throughout the break he's had a little bit of resetting. I think having Gary Buckland in with him will help him a lot this season, especially if they're sharing a Discord room together. Because Gary's going to be able to keep his mind in the zone of let's just be consistent and let's just take our time. I think that's going to be crucial.
It doesn't have to be coaching as per se, but it can be just a little bit of mind coaching. Just settle. It's all right.
Keeping him centred and ready to push
there we go. A little bit step sideways.
Oh, and here comes Jones.
He's going to open up a Jones.
Oh my God! How tight do you want to make it?
That was really good there. Very good awareness from both drivers there. Plenty of room given, and that's Jones through. And we've got an incident in the background there.
Yeah, that was Blanchard who's gone round. So Blanchard is around at turn 7.
This is tricky.
It is indeed. This battle's still on. I think Blanchard's gotten... Oh, he's had to pull it into the escape road, actually.
He's tried to flick it, and he just probably looks like he's gone straight ahead there.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
That's on camera angle. That'll be a little bit disheartening for him as he gets it going again.
Oh.
There you see the traffic is coming. He's got to wait for all of them to come through, so that's a real struggle.
I've also just been watching the times between Randall and Damon. I'll tell you what, Damon's on fire again. He seems, I don't know what's going on, but he seems to seesawing back and forward, whether he's just taking little stabs at it. But the last time around for Randall was a 22.792. Damon did a 22.350. So, definitely, and he's closed that gap back up to about 8/10, 7/10. So it was blown out to about nearly 1.5 seconds. So he's got some stuff in reserve there, I think, Damon. So this is not over.
Yeah.
A
couple of things to mention just quickly as well, just as we're approaching it. Some things to remember tonight too. The fuel strategy for tonight, critical lap, depending on your fuel usage, can range from lap 29 all the way out to lap 33. So depending on the driver's fuel usage tonight, that's going to be important, just because we're within pit stop period at the moment. Some drivers have come in already.
I'm just going to the shadow realm for a second. Not unusual.
No, we're used to him talking with...
Header shooting Blanchard in pits? Yeah.
We're used to him talking to the drivers on the other side of the realm every now and again, but...
Stranger things.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't end up in the upside down tonight. Hopefully he's on the
in
straight
the upside
and narrow,
down, I think he's always in the upside down, I think.
Mick Clifton as well, just continuing now to put some pressure on Halil Cesar, who's holding him back at the moment. In a bit of a cork in the bottle. Again, it's only helping his teammate at the front of the field. And you make the best out of the scenario you've got. He doesn't want to come in too early, but he's going to help his teammate in the process. And it's good team play. Any other team would do it if they could. So
it'll be interesting to see how Jones goes on the back here of Clifton, because if he feels he's being held up, he might try and sneak down the inside of Clifton.
Here he comes. Oh, it's like you spoke it into existence, Brett.
It's the opposite of a commentator's curse.
Are you becoming the Oracle now?
Oh, I think I might be. There is no spoon. But I could just see that, Clifton was just sort of right up on the tail of Cesar there, and I could just see Jones just sniffing around the back there. So that was a really good, intuitive pass there.
It was
nice and clean.
It was
clean room given.
Let's watch right on board with Mick Clifton, and we see the sort of pressure and tunnel vision you can get as you run it down towards turn 9. Back into the back end of the park here. That is on the inside of the Adelaide Street Circuit. Thanks to our
Let's
driver's
do a
overview
lap.
once again. We'll sit with him until we get up to turn 7
Yeah.
again, where we'll hop back out of the car. But
Yeah, yeah.
just-
You talk us through, Hamish.
you don't really understand when you're watching from the TV view, actually some of the dynamics of this circuit and actually how tight it really is. And
Yeah.
even the view to turn 1, you don't really get a semblance with the view it through 1, 2, and 3 from outside the car is what you do from inside the car. It's very tight. It's a blind corner. You come through 1, and you just got to hope that the track in front of you is nice and clear. Out through 3 we come as well. It'll be under brakes, trying to get the car to the very left-hand side of the road if you can, just to try and get the turn in nice and accurate. Use as much curb as possible on the inside without hitting the tyre barrier. Similar scenario here at turn 5, but there's no tyre barrier to speak of. It's a concrete wall you've got to avoid. And then up through turn 6, and you just see that he had a little bit. There's a little bit of play there in the wheel. He didn't quite get the turn in that he would have hoped for.
No,
and overworked it.
Yeah, he just went a little bit hard there, and the car didn't turn, so he had a lot of lock on. And as you can see, you can see Jones just pulling away a little bit there. Obviously, he didn't get the best exit there. What a cracking turn, that turn 8.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you now, every time you go through, they go, I survived it again. But even coming down to here, because it's an over 90, I don't know what degrees it is, but it's a very, very tight turn. It takes you a little bit to get used to.
May even be over 100.
Yeah, probably,
you know,
probably. I haven't got my protractor with me, but,
the important work is getting done. We'll take the protractor to turn 9 to get the angle for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough lap. It's a tight lap. A lot of drivers have obviously compared this circuit more to Belle Isle than any of the other street circuits in the server as well, which I do agree. I think it is most like Belle Isle. It doesn't have similar characteristics to Long Beach or to Chicago.
Sorry, Hamish, let's go up the front because Damon's closing within half a second now. That last lap Randall did is a 23.715. Damon did a 22.766. So the boy's got the pace. He's definitely going hard. And if you look down the list, you don't get down. Mick Clifton did a 22.9 in 7th spot. 9th, Joe Osterwell did a 22.9. And then you get back down to Craig Friend, which did a 22.4. So definitely one of the fastest in that top 6, 7 cars.
Randall at the moment with that fastest lap of the race. With a 21.9 at the moment, so he's been somewhat matched by Michael Jones previously.
Been in the grass.
Yeah, gotta be careful of it. Lap traffic ahead.
Yeah.
Jeremy Bush, hats off, just hopped out of the way, let them go. Knows that he is not their fight here this evening as well. The last lap times have been getting, the pace has been on the side of Damon Fisher, but it's by the barest of margins, only roughly by about a 10th or so. So there is some work in it.
I think now his flow is a bit, not restricted, but his flow is going to be a bit up to Randall now as well. So obviously when Damon sort of has that bit of a gap, he's able to flow the car how he likes to. When he's tucked up behind Randall, it looks like he's just a little bit cautious. Obviously he might have a different braking or whatever to Randall. So, but he's definitely got pace. That time has blown out and come back a number of times throughout this race.
It has indeed. Of course, 266 sim racing driver in the 505 Mustang. Damon Fisher currently sits P2 in the standings at the moment, as he's following the race leader Shane Randall, which if Randall continues on this train, actually sitting at the front, he may even lock himself in for some bonus points tonight, Brett, for leading the most laps. He's currently led 25 of 25 laps here this evening. So if he continues on this trend, he could be on for a bonus point alongside his name. He currently has the fast lap of the race. That's another bonus point. I believe he may currently be on a 0x2, so that's more. Obviously, if he wins, he could bag the
was
maximum.
A funny shift there from Damon.
Yeah.
And he lost a lot of distance there too.
Teammate Phil Manuel's in. So first of the front runners tonight into pit lane, lap 26 of 78.
Osterwell just got past Kiddis. Obviously he's gone in pit lane, that's why.
Craig Friend and Gary Buckland now into pit lane too, so the old mate and son strategy
so there's a bit of action happening.
Yep. Old mate and son strategy as well at play here as they come into pit lane.
Hey, Gary in the chat now.
Yeah, welcome in, Gary. Welcome back to Split 2 and to Roy Clark.
Oh, here we go. Bit of nose to tail there.
They're getting into it.
That's
James Boardman.
Duran, Baxter.
No Max
Buckland
is
in
not there.
pits, Friend in pits, Kittis in pits, Manuel in pits.
Max is 4.5 seconds off the road. It's from Uren backwards.
Oh.
So Uren
Sorry,
back
my
to
bad.
Boardman to Horsell to Burns. So
I
these
am
guys are
dyslexic.
battling hard. No, it's okay. Buy you some yellow glasses, Brett. It's okay.
And can you get me a CNI dog as well?
Sure. As we run through turn 1 and 2, so this battle continues on in the mid-pack. Want to give him a little bit of shine here tonight as well. Russell Uren, who didn't get a complete season in last season. We want to see more out of him. He's got a bit of talent about him. It just seems to be able to take the next step. And, Boardman! Boardman has made a big mistake off
That
of
is
turn
big.
4. That car's got big damage. Oh, he's got to be careful to rejoin. That was nearly
Wow.
an atrocity as he tries to just nurse it back to pit lane.
It's so hard when you having a half a decent race, and then you bury the car like that. All you want to do is sort of get going again. But I think the thing is you've got to really make sure that you are rejoining if you're rejoining, or if you're stuck in a precarious position, you've got to make sure that you don't destroy other people's races, and that was very close to being that.
It was
I've
indeed.
Groven Allen in pits.
Yep. Steve Rumley's now finally gotten past Matt Parker, who was holding him up with blue flags previously. So he's now been released, but he's 11.7 seconds back on P2 in Damon Fisher, who's right up behind the race leader, Shane Randall. When will they jump into pit lane? Shane's just caught his teammate, Boardman, who had that big damage off that incident in the last lap. So Boardman will come in. Randall continues. Fisher's going to follow. So
Yeah,
in the pit
righto.
lane.
Here we go. This is where things might, depending on how much fuel everyone takes, it might sort of break it all up a bit.
There's going to be a bit of strategy involved because it's a longer race tonight. They've got 100% tank capacity. They started with 80 litres, so they're getting out to around about where the fuel can take them at this point. We're only a couple of ups away from critical, so if they come in now and then we get a safety car, obviously they'll be able to come in and do a free pit stop and then get to the end. But their problem is you're going to be doing nearly 50 laps on a set of tyres, so that would be the real struggle street you find yourself in if you haven't prepped yourself up well enough. So Randall is now released as the race leader with no one challenging him in behind. Fisher, I think, is he taking a longer stop? I think he is taking a longer stop.
No.
About 26
It's 26 seconds,
at the
27,
moment.
30 seconds.
So Randall and Grumley are in behind him as well. So both of those guys.
He's taken a fair bit of fuel, 35 seconds.
Yep, so pit
So
lane's
Grumley
heating
has
up.
done a
Grumley's
30
out.
second.
So
40 seconds.
There he is.
40 seconds.
So he's coming out right behind Damon. Right behind him.
I'll tell you now, that would have been an unsafe release. If,
It would. It would
Wow.
be. It would be.
That was close.
That was so close. But Grumley is going to be hungry now to try and get past Damon. In fact, he's going to try and do it immediately down at turn 4. Oh my
Damon's
God.
saying no.
Yeah.
Damon's saying no here.
Race leader is in
Grumley's
as
gonna
well.
cross on the outside.
So Shane Randall into pit lane.
Oh, Grumley's let him go.
Yeah.
Well, did he let him go,
it
or
was-
did he just go?
Oh, maybe. But it was a longer stop for Damon. 40 seconds was the stop. So that's roughly around about 90 odd litres. So he took advantage of the gap that had been created and has taken that extra fuel for free without giving up a podium position. Because the only driver that's ahead of him that wasn't is Phil Manuel at the moment, who took a 29-second stop. So Manuel's now, I think, classified as corrected P2, but he is stuck behind the lap traffic of Parker. So there's the race leader, Shane Randall. Will he exit pit lane to the race lead?
Randall's in.
Or will he get passed by Phil Manuel as we come
So
down
Randall's
towards...
got 33 seconds, 33.46 seconds. So
Yep.
7 seconds
And
shy
he
of
comes.
Damon.
And he's still going to rejoin in the race lead, so he used the gap to his advantage as well and maintains race lead ahead of Phil Manuel. So they continue on at this point in time. Ulstervol's in pit lane with Clifton, Weston, Jones and Taylor as well. And Gary Buckland just gets past. In fact, he's going to come... Oh, he's only just got Ulstervol. Wow.
Yeah.
That was super tight on the pit exit. Super tight between them.
Luke Allman just asked, was there contact coming out of pits? I think it was. I think they I don't know whether they had contact, but I think Grumley actually melded into Damon's car until they got into the fast lane, I think, a little bit.
Van Loon up a couple of spots as well. Doing
And
well
Galley
at this
is actually in
stage.
front of myself at this point too, so he's got himself in front of me.
He's got himself in a good position.
It was
at
actually
this point of
it
the
was
race.
actually a fair amount. It was actually a fair amount quicker than myself, so
So
I
Blanchard
released
and
him.
Boardman are in. Boardman's in again. Oh, and this is why. Jeremy Bush is
Yeah.
off the road down at turn 9. That car I don't think's going anywhere.
No, that's dead in the water.
Yep, that sounds completely kaput.
Kapuchki.
I think by the way that Steve Grumley's just dived into pit lane as well, that we could be in for the first safety car of the season.
Yep.
So it took us a little while to
Lap
get
30,
there.
that's not bad. Yeah, lap 30 is not bad. That's good. I think
So-
there was a number of incidents that happened, but there was nothing untoward to not get the cars going again. So it's been a good little stint.
So crucially, the race leader, Manuel, Fisher and Co have stayed out. Now Grumley's come in. So the reason this is important is so you'll actually save a lap under the safety car. So save critical lap is lap 30. People who are pitting now could actually get home at this stage if it's their second stop. The issue is though, your tyres are going to be very, very unhappy with you at the end of the race.
You think?
Because you're going to have to go 50 laps on a set of tyres.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a very fun time. And depending how this race goes now, if there's a second safety car before these drivers need to pit again, it's actually going to, it somewhat may actually kill this strategy dead in the water just a little bit in terms of how much pressure the driver's going to be under. So it may not kill it in the fact that, say, Steve Grumley can't win now. I think he can. But what it will do is it's going to change the pressure gauge that he's actually going to be under. If they had to take green flag stops, Steve's put himself in a position now where he'll be under less pressure, where if they pit under safety car and they're all of a sudden right up behind him again, he's going to be under big pressure because they're going to be on fresh tyres. He's going to be on much older tyres, and he's going to have to try and defend against them depending of how long when the safety car, if there is a second one called. So that's going to change it up a little bit now. That's going to put some pressure on him. It also means that he may actually have to drive the car at a slightly lower pace to try and get a little bit less fuel burn out of the car as well. Because lap 30, you need to be running around about 2.7 to 2.8 litres per lap. If he's up at around 2.85 to 2.9, he's going to have to lift it off a little bit and just save some fuel across the stint.
I'll tell you what's interesting. Look at those 266 boys in the sandwich there. They're the Infinity Motorsport sandwich between Randall and Cesar.
Well, then look behind them. 3 old mate and sons cars together. Kiddis,
Oh.
Friend and Buckland.
Yeah.
There's another 266 car of Joel Osterwald. Then it's Synergy
Wow.
Sim Racing of Stephen Kokoschki, and then it's Accelerate Sim Racing in Mick Clifton. The whole top 10 at the moment is made up of 5 different teams. So that's it's a very interesting how that.
It's a strong
turn
presence,
out.
isn't it?
It is.
Is this going to be a bit of the proceedings to come throughout this series? Like Randall's got to be so far. He's got to be wrapped with how he started this season. Coming off the back of probably not finishing where he wanted to in the championship, but thus far, although he has been under a bit of pressure from time to time, he's done everything he's needed to do to keep that car out in front. So he's got to be wrapped with his positioning at the moment.
I think not just that. I think as well that just based on the pace he had last season, this is kind of confirming the pace that he had.
Sorry, Matty Fuse just gone. I don't want to be an Infinity sandwich. And say you'd be stuck there forever, wouldn't you?
He is a part of the team, to be fair. So maybe
You'd be stuck there forever.
Yeah, I know, you would.
It's Infinity.
Anita Buckland in the chat as well. Great to have you out there with us, Anita, watching along. So we're just getting safety cars about to get the wave around sorted as well. So there's a new wave around procedure this season where those that are a lap down or not on the lead lap, which currently lead lap's lap 31, so those that are on lap 31.
Number of cars.
Yep, need to go onto the left-hand side of the road. Those that are on lap 31 go to the right. And when race control calls them past, the the under lap 31 runners will be able to come past, get their wave around, and then move on. So it's a way of saving time for race control because, especially in these rounds at street circuits, they can be very, very busy going through incidents. This will save them a little bit of time and will allow them to actually put more focus into making sure the incidents are called correctly and they're called promptly as well.
And you got to give it to the race controllers too. Like, they have got one of the toughest jobs. You know, trying to deal with all the stuff that comes in, all the call outs, and we've got that. And you know, like, drivers are frustrated and all that sort of stuff. We've got to give a bit of respect to the race controllers, because they have one tough job. It's not that they can spit out results, you know, from an incident really quickly. They need to look at it.
Unless it's clear cut and what's happened.
Unless it's clear cut.
Like, and that's another point as well. And at this stage, drivers should know calling in your incident correctly is incredibly important as well. And I know that Brenton, from working with him as a co-commentator in the Porsche Cup Series and having conversations with him as well, he's not going to stand for very long on drivers just saying this lap and not calling in their incident correctly, as we're about to go green once again.
So just, guys, do the right thing, you know.
Yeah. So as
we go. Randall got control of the field.
Start-finish line. Safety cars in pit lane. And Shane Randall gets us green once again here out at Adelaide Street Circuit. And we run it through turn 1, 2. Good run through the first chicane for a lot of drivers.
Both of those drivers,
they've done well, and they run it up towards turn 4 and under brakes. Hard under brakes for them as well.
Getting tyres up to proper temperature and pressures. Probably being a little bit cautious on the first couple of corners, just to get the feel back in the car. I'm saying what Damon actually attacked. Actually, Manuel's, that was the way it was, sorry. Manuel actually attacked Randall. No, it was Manuel in front. Sorry.
He was behind.
But Manuel...
Phil was behind when the safety car was called. Shane had come out of pit lane ahead of him.
Yeah. Sorry. But Manuel actually had a fair run at Randall in that first couple of corners. Damon looking on the inside there. I don't know why he's pulled out there. Obviously just protecting that line, but he's run a little bit wide there too. So says he's got a full car again, so he's going to be hot to sort of try and make a position here too. So we'll see how this pans out for Cesar.
Yeah, it'll be one to watch. Will the season 24 champion of Split 2, who won it on the final day out at Okayama that season against Brad Doble, what was an all-time championship fight 2 seasons ago. And I think this season, looking at the list of talent that we have in the Split 2 field, looking at the calendar we've got as well, it is all-time. It is fireworks bonanza. It is main event level for this season, as Damon is still having the internet gremlins that have plagued him for seasons upon season. And Cesar would love it and would relish in it if Damon were to get booted back to pit lane for a ping flag, because it would give him a podium position. Nothing against Damon. It would give him a podium position and would help him fight Phil Manuel and try and get his team a 1-2 finish tonight in Adelaide.
Yeah. Now, Alex Kiddis has actually got the fastest lap of the race at a 21.731. So that has now no longer Shane Randall's at this point.
Of course, we know that Alex has got good pace and proved that last season in his qualifying acumen. He never took a race win last season, so that's still a chip on his shoulder to be hoping to knock off here in season 26. He's still very young in his Vets career. I don't even think he's hit 50 race starts just yet. He hasn't actually. He's only on 39. This is his 40th race start tonight. So he's still very young.
Feeling his feet.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of Vets, he's still very young in the series. Of course, the 2 lowest drivers in terms of race starts in Split 2 this season, Josh Smith, who's not racing tonight, and Stephen Kokoschke. They're on 0 leading into tonight. Stephen's now on 1 race start, and it's Luke Powell on 15. Michael Jones makes his 26th race start this evening. Ron Allen makes his 29th, as well as Ben Brook too. Manuel made his 30th here tonight, and Joel Oosterwoldt made his 35th race start as well. So there's a lot of young guns. There's a lot of drivers who you could maybe consider as still rookies or in the Vets landscape of things. Them young whippersnappers, but then you got other drivers in the Split as well who've got a multitude of starts. There are 5 drivers in Split 2 who are over 200 race starts into their Vets career. Peter Latham, Scott McCune, Roy Clark, Darren Crosby and Rick Viger, all over 200 race starts. And as of tonight, big congratulations to him here at Adelaide. Todd Duggan It is his 200th race start in the Veterans. So
Oh, well done, Todd.
congratulations to Todd Duggan.
You old bastard, you.
Other drivers that'll hit their 200th this season as well. Scott Weston, Michael Quain, they're within reach. 195 currently, or now 196 for Scott Weston. Currently 193 for Michael Quain as well. So both of them can hit their 200th race start this season.
Just want to say a number of drivers on that last lap have done the fastest lap of their race. So obviously the safety car has just got everyone fresh heads, and a number of drivers doing their fastest lap. So probably more or about half of the field. No, probably not that much. Probably about quarter of the field anyway.
This is what Gary Buckland is just getting pressure here from Joel Oostervall at the moment for P7 on the road. Stephen Kokoschki's got Michael Jones on his heels. And then Matt Parker is back on the lead lap and is up to P11 at the moment, up 6 positions. A great job there to Matty to get back up there. He's now ahead of Mick Clifton. Scott Weston as well. Brett Taylor. Steve Grumley, the lead car, on 2 pit stops already this evening for his 2 CPSs.
Yeah, Grumley's in a good position there.
He is indeed. Your Epic Gamer in the chat asking, is this real? That is a massive compliment if you are classifying this broadcast as real. Thank you so much if it has fooled you into believing that. But no, it is on iRacing. It is a sim race. For V8 Veterans. Welcome in.
Old fella took the red pill.
He did. He did indeed. So a lot of drivers doing well. Scotty Van Loon and Russell Urano had a bit of contact down at turn 9. They've just got themselves going once again. Sorting themselves out here. It's become a little bit of a difficulty at times as they continue to fight their way forward. Matt Parker though, great comeback thus far tonight. Back up to P11, it must be said. It's a fantastic run of form for him. So, as I said, a couple of drivers, or about half the field's done 2 pit stops now at this point in time in the race this evening. So if we have a quick look at it, we can see who have completed their 2 CPSs. So, Ben Brook, unfortunately, is out of the race tonight. But Jeremy Bush, Todd Duggan, Andrew Hoffman, Matt Monday, Reese DeGoey, Bruce Tannock, James Baldwin, Chris Blanchard, Roy Clark, Matt Stoyles, Brett Horsell, Rick Viger, Scotty Van Loon, Brett Fisher, Andrew Galley, Simon Hedesheed, Paul Burns and Steve Grumley are those drivers who have now completed their 2 CPSs here this evening. Everyone else has only done 1. They must complete 2 prior to the end of the race to be classified in the race this evening. Ren and Van Loon are continuing their battle further back at turn 8. Van Loon carrying some damage now as Damon Fisher is still blinking away further and further up the field. It's another wall touch for Van Loon as Rick Viger puts pressure here on your Ren. Oh my God.
And he's made it work. Scotty's having a look there too.
Right on.
He hasn't been able to pull that move off.
We haven't seen Scotty in a while, so let's give him this one. It's been a little while since we've seen him. The Rattler back in the field. It's great to have him out there. It's been an up and down run. Of course, notably got a race win at the start of 2025 out at the Nürburgring Nordschleife back in season 22 of the V8 Veterans. That was a historic season as well. Most race wins ever by a champion in Logan Barnett with 7 race wins in a single season. But who will be the first race winner in season 26? Could it be Shane Randall? Could it be Phil Manuel? Could it be Damon Fisher, Hillel Cesar, Alex Kiddis? Or could it be Steve Grumley, who does not need to pit to get home from this point, but will have absolutely fire-roasted and smoked tyres by the end of proceedings here tonight at Adelaide? He'll be one to watch. If he's
tyres will look like old mates off the world's fastest Indian.
He will. Yeah, he will indeed.
By the end of this race.
For Pat Munro, of course, from Invercargill in New Zealand. Go break a speed record in Vegas in the
bit of action happening down there back to track.
There is indeed.
What a great movie that was.
It was a great movie. Very, very good. Pretty good to share a namesake with someone like that, so even if it's not spelled the same.
Tomatoes, potatoes. Still a lot of battles going up and down this field. Van Loon just getting past Brett Horsell and back again. I know Van Loon's in pits.
So he's now back into pit lane is Scott Van Loon, and I think that might be his race over. I think he has actually done something. Unfortunately, maybe injured himself, or no, he's actually just got a drive through. I'm lying. He's not out just yet. But he is struggling in that car with something. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it is becoming difficult for him. So the top three is starting to break away now. Kiddis has just gotten past Halil Cesar. And Craig Friend will be the next one to try and attack the back of the Watton Mechanical entry involved here. And amongst the top 5 cars, that's a car round. That's Todd Duggan. And that car has got big damage, and I think he's waiting to rejoin the circuit. He is. You can see he's trying to move the wheel, so the car's still running. But he's just having to wait, and of course it's a blind corner. He can't see when anyone's coming, so he'll be keeping an eagle eye onto the relative, just to see when he can come back on track.
Wow, not easy either, you know.
Here we go. SLS drivers are tyre whisperers. Well, you're going to need. I think you're going to need a megaphone to wake the tyres up at the end of the race, Reese. If Steve is going to
tyre shaggers.
Yeah. I don't know, but Steve's tyres are going to be a little bit worse for wear come the end of the race, quite possibly after 50 laps. As Matt Monday's had another incident, and he's just gone wide at turn 9, so he's gotten himself going once again. He's let Andrew Hoffman pass him. New colours on the SCR machine.
Yeah, the buns down the slide.
They've been through a couple of livery changes since, of course, Mr. Caperonis joined the team with Chubby Buns. They ran the old livery at the end of last season, or throughout last season, the white, black and pink attack. Previously they've run the neon yellow kangaroo as well on the side of the car. Now they're onto a black base with red and white as the colourway for this car. So we know there'll probably be a couple of more new liveries to come into the new year as well. Some teams like to wait until we get to the new year for them to change their liveries. That's fine as well. Now at Infinity Motorsports, we like to keep our liveries for 2 seasons and then we make our change. Just to spice it up a little bit and change it up, but not everyone's about that. Sometimes drivers will change their liveries every season. Some drivers will change it every few races. Madmen they absolutely are, Brett, for doing that. It's, crazy. 2 seasons is my bare minimum.
Some painters actually say no new paint for your team this year, and then all of a sudden new paints.
Yep.
You know, that happens sometimes. So Damon's behind Randall again, so he's got past Phil. Yeah.
Now this is important because Damon will actually get a gain now in pit lane on the next stop. He's taken a 7-second longer stop on the first run, so he'll gain about 7 seconds on the second. So Shane's got to try and build some gap here over Damon if he can. Maybe hope that Damon tries to undercut him by pitting early, gets caught up in traffic. That might help him a little bit, but yeah, Shane will be wanting to try and push on now and just continue to build this gap.
We haven't mentioned it all, but Craig Friend up 18 spots at the moment in P6.
That's a great effort.
You know,
that is a fantastic effort.
That's a really, really good effort there. Just been silently chipping away at it.
Also, Scott Weston up 19 positions. His teammate Brett Taylor up 23. Derek Lovegrove in his first outing for his new team up 17. Pete Baxter up 10. Russell Uren up 13 at the moment too. So there's some big gainers out there. You know, we're now past the halfway point of the race, Brett. So it is now official. Shane Randall will get the bonus point for leading most laps tonight because there is no possible mathematical way for anyone to lead more than he has to this point. So he's banking those bonus points early. It'll be very, very helpful over the course of the season. Bonus points are very important as well as consistency. That is where the money can be made. And I think the biggest thing is as well, especially at circuits like here at Adelaide, keeping a 0x race is massive. Absolutely massive.
If you can manage a 0x here, that is pretty impressive.
Yep. It's huge because other drivers are going to give up a lot of incidents. So they're going to lose the opportunity of getting those 3 bonus points. If you can bank them tonight by going 0x, that's going to be a massive gain at some other point in the season. Friend wants to try and get past Halil. He's in a little bit of a menage a trois here with the old mate and sons. It's a 3-on-1 scenario. Don't often come out the other side looking as good as you did when you went in. So he'll Not that that's the tactics of old mate and sons, but when it's 3 versus 1, it's a very big uphill battle for you to try and beat them.
Gary getting pretty close to Friend, making friends with Friend.
Are you making acquaintances
you look
with
like
Friend?
you're making acquaintance, yeah. Just opening up his friends list. He's dropped a bit back off there, but yeah, he looked very racy in those last couple of turns. Oh, is there a car? No, we're all clear there, but someone looked like they've just gone through the gravel pit, so that must have had a bit of a whoopsie. Going through 1 and 2. Easy to do.
Oh, Brian, your poet, you didn't even know it, Brett.
Oh, unbelievable. I am talented. You're in pits.
Yep, Uren has come in, so second pit stop for this race for Russell. So we will see how he does now throughout the rest of this one when he rejoins the racing surface once again. Simon Heddersheet, one of those double pit stoppers already tonight, could be on for a sound strategy to get himself onto the podium, but he'll need to try and make those tyres last as best he can. Will the Kiwi. There's a nice change, or a nice influx, I should say, of Kiwi drivers into the split this season. Of course, Scott McKenzie, Derek Lovegrove, Simon Heddersheet, they were here last season. Bruce Tanikos as well. Chris Goey, the Perth locals, now back in here as Craig Friend is in the wall down at turn 9, and we saw that he was hanging around Halil Cesar. There's a bit of damage on the front of that car. I have to wonder if there was some contact made. That's big. That's big in this race for Craig Friend and for Halil. That could see him with a drive-through if it's found to be his fault. We'll have to look at it post-race in the post-race highlights package.
We only just mentioned Friend a couple of laps ago, if that, and so that's unfortunate there. We're going to see the highlights reel at the end of the show tonight.
We will indeed.
Yes.
I got the graphic made up and everything. I did it this afternoon.
Awesome, because I do like that. It's good because you don't see all the things that happen, you see.
No, and I'll have to
scroll
through
on
and
it and see, you know.
I'll have to scroll through and find all the crashes as well. I think in future, depending on my schedule, I would love to be able to go back and make an actual edited highlights package for us to play at the end to make it a little bit simpler, but that's obviously time consuming. That will depend on my time in the future. So we'll run it how we did last time. I'll scroll through and find the crashes as best I can, but
that's all good. It's all good. But 43 laps of 78 here at Adelaide. New circuit to iRacing and V8 Vets and all that sort of jazz. So far proving itself to be quite an enjoyable circuit for some, not so much for others.
So,
but I think it's a very good addition to our calendar.
Oh, it is. It's a welcome one as well.
Yeah.
Steve Grumley at the moment, P13, of course, the top-seeded driver who's done 2 CPSs here tonight already. So he is one to keep an eye on as a possible race winner here at Adelaide, but only time will tell. Shane Randall looks very, very strong. So does Damon Fisher and so does Phil Manuel. So all 3 of these guys are looking strong tonight. Alex Kiddis has got good pace, but he's just not able to match them, I think, on the consistent laps that they're able to pull out at the moment.
But definitely showing that he's going to be a threat throughout this championship if we can keep it nice and clean and keep the pace up. I think he's definitely going to be someone to watch out for in this split. In this series.
He will indeed, but Randall is doing the business at the moment at the front end of town. Michael Jones is just now tucked up behind Halil Cesar as they run through turn 8. Oh, a bit of a scrape of the wall for the Watton mechanical car. And into the braking zone at turn 9. Jones nowhere near close enough to try and go for a dive bomb at that point. But is there a drive-through? Is there a drive-through coming the way for Halil Cesar that'll drop him out of the top 10? Would not be the way he'd want to start his season.
No, definitely not.
As Craig Friends just had an incident further back in the field once again. And that's it there. Cesar is in for a drive-through penalty for contact with Craig Friend, confirmed by race control. So that'll hurt him.
That is going to hurt. That's unfortunate. You know, he was looking for a good, having a good run then. And he still hasn't done his second pit stop either, so that's a double whammy on that.
And now promotes, obviously, Jones. Oosterval past him as well. Kokoschki is now hot on the heels of Joel as they battle away here. Of course, Joel won the promotions from Split 3 last season. It was a double promotion for 266 Sim Racing when they were only a 2-man crew. They come into this season with nearly double digits, I do believe, maybe even double digits, I do believe as well. And the only teammate that they brought in, not from previously Team AJR, was David Duddle, formerly of WKMP Simsports.
Oh, we've got a slow car, Lovegrove.
Well. That's Lovegrove, who's run wide down at turn 4, so he's just got himself going again. That's probably the beauty of this place, is there is good runoff in those hard braking zones, but oh my God, you lose.
It hurts, but I mean, so it should. You know, if you bugger up, but at least you don't destroy your race by, you know, just going into a concrete wall. But definitely 266 has come into this series round 1 swinging hard, you know, so they've really got a big presence on the track, same as Infinity. They've obviously, and unfortunately now with Cesar having a drive through and still got to do a second stop, so that's going to hurt his race, but still a very strong presence. You can see in the background there too, Weston and Taylor together.
Teammates trying
in
to
the
work
top
together
10.
Here. So Weston's into the 10, Taylor's just outside of it, and there's Steve Bromley behind him as well. It's about a 20-second gap up to Shane Randall right now, so if Shane were to pit, it's going to work out to be around about a 10-second gap after the pit stop period if it is under green flag conditions. So, you know, realistically speaking, if actually Shane does need to pit, if there's a safety car, for example, could Brumley pit and just take tyres worth 10 seconds and remain ahead of Shane?
Yeah.
You know, is that a possibility for him? I mean, I'm not 100% sure. As Ron Allen's going for it at turn 8. Oh my God.
That was good presence of mind by Grumley then, just to allow him to go through. I mean, it wasn't definitely not something that I would do, but
James Boardman, sorry, he's just had a moment at turn 1 too. This car has got big damage on it, and I think, there it is there. Bruce Tannick and Andrew Hoffman have been involved as well.
Huge.
So Boardman has kept going, but
messy.
Both of those cars are out of action now.
Oh, look at
that'll be a safety car.
That thing's not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, that has to be a safety car. They are right on the racing line down there. I'm trying to get a better view of it for you all. Oh, in fact, I think he's just been hit, or he's just tried to turn it around because that car's now facing the wrong way. Oh, he has been clipped again. Oh, and again.
And again. Wow. Oh.
I suppose they moved him out of the way.
Well, you did mention earlier before the race started that it's turn 3, after turn 3, pretty blind corner there, you know, so you're not going to see what's around there until you get there. And if there's no warning, things like that is unfortunately going to happen.
Well, let's see here, because we'll actually have a couple of drivers coming up on them shortly, including Chris Blanchard.
See more fluids on.
This will tell you the story of actually how blind it truly is. So through turn 1, 2 we can't see. Can't see. Hello.
Oh shit.
Yep. So
more fluid on turn 3 than a pub on a Friday night.
Yep. So Randall is in, anticipating the safety car. So now we can just wait and hold our breath for when the safety car rejoins the circuit. McColeman in the chat saying it would show yellow. Why don't people slow down? Well, I don't know. That's up to them, isn't it?
Race drivers, aren't they?
Yep. So Fisher has stayed out. So is Manuel. Manuel having a bit of a blink issue now as well. So a lot of drivers are in. Kokoschki, Ushtaval.
Maybe he blinks out again. Jeez, what is he? Damon's passed. He's off to
Passed it on to Phil. So
yeah,
it's not good.
Wow.
So, Randall, Kokoschki, Clifton, Burns, Cesar, Baxter, Ustavol, Horsell, Lovegrove, Clark, Baldwin and Friend are all in the pit lane. And Randall's coming out now, and the safety car has been called. So, it is another safety car tonight. So, this is actually probably going to help, as ironic as it sounds, it'll actually probably help the likes of Randall and Manuel and Fisher now. Because now they're not going to be anywhere near as far behind as what they would be to Steve Grumley, because currently the gap is 22.8 seconds. Yep. So that's the gap. So in fact, it was actually a lot more than what we anticipated. So instead of it being 22.8 seconds, it's probably going to be about 1 second, covering the top 5. So
Damon and Phil in.
Yep. As well as Kiddis. So we get Buckland's in, so is Jones. You really expect everyone to come in at this point, except for those drivers who've already got their 2 CPSs under their belt.
Yeah.
So they're all in.
There's Grumley going past.
Yeah. So now the issue becomes for Grumley is how long are these tyres going to last? Because they're already just about 20 laps old. So these tyres are now 20 laps old, and everyone else is about to be on fresh rubber, and he's still got to do another 30 laps.
Yeah.
It is an intriguing scenario. It's an interesting scenario once again, and it's one that is going to open up the book of discussions for what is going to happen throughout the end of this race. There's still plenty of action to come your way here, though, from Adelaide Street Circuit, as we're on to the 49th lap of 78 tonight. We're just on to 30 laps to go here for the Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans action, a split 2 for season 26, round 1. We're going to take this time to give a quick thank you to our title sponsors of the series, Racekraft Simulations, based out of Grogan Road, Perth Airport. Get over there if you're in the WA and Perth area. Chat to John and the team. Check out some of the rigs they got on the floor as well. Test out some of them for yourself, and if you've got the spare coin, maybe invest in one of those beautiful PT1s. But back very shortly when we're back underway here in Adelaide. Don't go anywhere. The Vets will return very soon. Welcome back into Adelaide Street Circuit here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Hamish Munro here with you with Brett Fisher alongside. It is round 1 of season 26 of the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans action. We're on lap 50 of 78, just under safety car at this stage. If you're just joining us, it's been a hellacious race thus far with fantastic racing action and 2 safety cars to this point as well. I want to take this time to give a quick thank you to the series sponsors, of course, Racecraft Simulations, the title sponsors of the series. Have been title sponsors for ever since season 18 here in the Veterans. Big thank you as well to Logitech G, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Player One Sim Gear, Nova Simsports, Südspeed gloves, LGC Images, and M1 Used Cars for providing us with the Driver of the Day award as well. Big shout out to all the broadcasters here in the Veterans, not just us here at Infinity Broadcasting, but as well to Simspeed TV for live broadcasting the Split 1 action over on their channel. You can go hit the like button, subscribe to the bell icon so you can notify whenever they go racing over there. As well to AJR Broadcasting for getting the Split 3 action up and running. 6:30 p.m. Saturday evenings, and then as well to WKP TV with John Van Ree, getting us going on Friday nights at 9 p.m. as well. Brett, we're back into Adelaide. We're back into a restart scenario as well. Steve Grumley controls the field, but the advantage has been nullified with Fisher, Galley, Jones, Manuel, Randall, Stoyles, Kiddis, Kokoshki, Ustavol, and the rest of the field right on his tail. As we come round the final corner, we wait for him to put the foot down.
We're holding him.
Yeah, he is. Green flag at Adelaide once again. Lap 51 of 78. We've got 28 laps to go.
The Grumley got a great start. Next time I'm eating a super duper as we go. Just had to. The freezer fell open and just seemed to fall in my hands. So Grumley getting a great little jump there. Damon going with him though too. And Andrew Galley. Have a look at Andrew Galley in third spot at the moment, but on some pretty old tyres. Alex Kiddis getting past whatever his name is. My apologies.
Kokoshki has just gotten the job done on him at turn 7, so he's now back through. So Grumley's under pressure here from Damon Fisher on much fresher tyres. Galley's going to get put under pressure from Jones. Manuel and Randall want to try and fight their way through as well. With Stoyles, Kokoshki, Kiddis and Ustavol inside of the top 10 as well.
This is going to be an epic little battle.
It's going to be an epic run to the end. 28 laps, about to be 27 when we cross the strike. Steve Grumley is on 20-lap older tyres and has to go 50 laps to the end of this race if he hopes to win this one. Wow. That's big. That's massive. Yeah.
And now Randall would want to try and get past these guys as quick as he can too. He knows he's got the pace. Wouldn't want to be held up too much, but you know, with Grumley on old tyres out the front here, he's got 0.6 on Damon at the moment, so we'll see what he can do.
They're not quite burnt up yet because not quite at obviously 30 laps into the stint as well. But once he does get out to around about 40 to 50 laps on this set, that's when it's really going to affect him, and the grip is going to be very, very low. He's going to have to feather the throttle, have every piece of car control he can possibly have, and hope and pray that the driver behind him is not going to attack him too aggressively. If they do attack him aggressively, that's when mistakes can be made, and that's also when the car can give up on you as well. So that's where the pressure really lies right now for Steve at the front end of town.
Jane's also been... Sorry, mate.
Oh, you're right. No, I was going to say, realistically, it's, is it time to tell? Well, we'll find out. I mean, Hedersheed would have been right up there as well. He had, come in for his second stop on 29, but he opted to come in and take tyres under the safety car. But now he's stuck battling away with Ustavol for P10. So, there's a couple of differing strategies out there for some
racy
drivers.
Too.
He is. He's looking real racy as Hedersheed. Is he going to be one to watch this season? He's often been touted as one of those drivers, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. He's yet to win the championship here in Split 2. He's had multiple race wins. He's definitely capable of winning the title. It's whether he can put every piece of the puzzle together and come up trumps at the end of the season.
And have a look at the tree at the moment. We've got the battle of the Bretts going on. Oh, Andrew Galley. Galley dropping.
He is. He's gone round. He's gone round at turn 4 as Andrew Galley. Has he cracked under the pressure? Or is it the tyres that have given way?
No, I think he had help, unfortunately.
Well, was it help from Michael Jones? Because he was previously behind him. And now Michael is behind both Manuel and Randall. So they've had a free kick past. And now they're able to fight up towards the podium.
I was going to say too, the battle of the Bretts is on big time here as well. So 16th, 17th and 18th, Horsell, Fisher and Taylor.
Look at that, battle of the Bretts. 4 cars separate them. Well, they're within 4 cars. Yourself, Brett, just in behind Brett Horsell. And Brett Taylor's 2 cars behind both of you guys. So we could be on for a main event level tout between the 3 of you.
Matty Parker must have just got past Brett Taylor there because we were all line astern there for a little bit, but it's definitely well alive talking about live, Damon's 0.5, 0.6 off the back of Grumley. Now they're starting to pull a bit of a gap on Manuel. It's about 2 seconds, and then Randall's back at 1.5. So he's dropping off the back of Manuel there a little bit.
I think maybe just biding his time and waiting. But if these guys begin to battle, that's going to drag both of them back into it. And that is really going to heat things up for them as well. And start to put pressure on them too. As we come through turn 8, we have got 25 laps left to go when we cross the line. Currently 25 and a half laps left here out at Adelaide. Steve Grumley controls the field at the moment. Further back in the
run a
field,
little bit wide there.
He did. He ran just a little bit wide. Now he's under pressure here from Damon. So the tyres are just starting to give way. The grip is starting to affect him now. So could Damon smell blood? Is he going to be willing to go for it? And is he going to be willing to push him and try and get this car past? Michael Jones in now for a drive-through for the contact with Andrew Galley.
There you go.
So that's knocked him out of it.
Manuel doing the fastest lap of the race there too with a 21.601. So he's on a heater.
He's got some serious pace, just Phil Manuel.
Parker in pit lane as well.
Shane Randall saying Grumley did a 21.9, so they're not quite worn just yet. It's true. I mean, they're not above 30 laps old just yet. So really, the tyre wear, as we said, it's not really going to start to affect him until the latter portion of this race. But we're starting to get there now. We're starting to get to the point that the tyres may begin to fall away, and he may just start to struggle a little bit. But again, that could be worsened by the pressure that could be applied, as Oosterwol is getting some internet issues here. He's had a couple of blinks already.
Oh, he's back.
He's continuing to blink here. So top 3 are now separated by barely a whisper. Randall's back up there with him as well. So top 4 cars now are tucked up nicely with each other. There's a bit of damage on the front of Randall's car. Have to wonder if there may have been some front to rear contact with Manuel possibly at some point earlier in the lap.
Yeah, I wonder whether that's going to affect the car at all either too. So, but look how close it is up front here. He's on for young and old with its closing stage. Actually, all the way up and down that the tree is some close racing. There's only around 3 or 4 gaps there of any substantial. That's not a word. We'll try that again later. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say, people. Don't give me a hard time. Hey, back off. No, but yeah, there's a lot of close racing going there. Matt Stoyles just showing a red on his thing for a second there.
Yeah, Kokoschki's just gotten by him at that stage. So I tell you what, Stephen Kokoschki's going to be one to watch this season.
Yeah.
He has gone for some big moves thus far tonight. It's all paid off for him. Damon's having some blinks. So that's hurting him. Grumley trying to defend the run through 8. He knows all too well that a driver will try and do it. Ron Allen did it to him earlier on. So I suppose the question remains then, Brett, is who's going to be the one to attack him? Are they going to let Damon continue it, or is Phil going to get a chance? Because I think at the moment Damon's not willing to go for it. Phil may be willing to try and send it on him and get past.
Yeah. Well, maybe, I don't know. Well, Phil's just dropped back a little bit there. Maybe he's just sort of pulled out of it for a second. Damon's right at 0.3, 0.4 on the back of Grumley there. But isn't, just for the lineup for the rest of the season, having Manuel and Fisher up the top end of this at the moment, that's going to prove to be quite formidable.
You think
as
about
well as Ostwell being there as well.
You think about the top end combinations in terms of top end duos. I mean, you got the likes of Grumley and DeGoey together, Fisher and Manuel, Randall and Cesar, Kiddis and either Friend or Buckland, and even Michael Quain on his day, so whichever duo you take out of that lot. Stoyles and Weston, Ron Allen and Darren Crosby for M1, even Luke Powell, who we haven't seen in a while. Cannot forget about Luke Powell and the pace he's got in that car as well. Yeah. The top end talent in terms of partnerships and duos that we could see this season is going to be very, very strong. And it could even come down to it that we have 2 teammates battling for the championship for the first time, as Fisher wants it, but he can't quite get there.
Just showing the nose now, obviously Grumley's going to see that as well. And he's right up to 0.2, 0.3. The rest, Randall and...
Grumley's right. We can't forget about Lanyon, but I will put an asterisk on that, Steve. He did one race last season, and he ended that one with -5 points. So hopefully if Steve can make some races this season, he can be a formidable force alongside you as well. The duo of Steves for SLS Racing.
So is Grumley the cork in this bottle at the moment, or is it just... the pace of Manuel and Randall just pushed up onto the back of these two.
I think it's a combination thing. So I don't think the tyres have worn away maybe as much as we expected, but I think the advantage of the fresh tyres is what is putting pressure on him right now. So the pressure of fresh tyres on board those other cars are helping them continue to apply pressure. I just think Damon's not willing to go for it. He doesn't want to go for the move.
Which is it a bad decision? I mean... I don't know. I mean, like his last lap, he's into the 23, both into the 23s. Like the top three guys are in the 23s.
So I think the issue is, in a scenario like this, Steve Grumley wins every time.
Yeah.
Because the later you get in the race, and the more that your tyres begin to wear down, it is so much harder to get past Steve Grumley. So much harder to get past him. They have to take advantage of fresh tyres. If Damon's not willing to go for it, he needs to let Phil pass and he needs to let Phil have a crack. Because if you let this go on for too long, if this goes on for another 10 laps, Steve's going to win. I mean, I have no doubt about that.
Man, you're looking close at the back of Damon there as well. But yeah, like, I mean, and that could be the difference between, a champion and a podium. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like a high finishing in the championship or winning a championship if you're not prepared to make those moves, because other people will. They'll put the car up there and they'll put that pressure on. So
that is seriously, that's the difference between a person who could win the race or win the championship and someone who's actually going to. Is, are you willing to go for those moves when you need to? Damon should have been having proper attempts at this for the last 5 laps. Because it runs Steve
he's
wide.
got the pace. I mean,
it'd wear down Steve's tyres a lot more. He's got the pace to do it. He's not willing. You see, he's showing the nose like he's going to. He's not giving anything out of the way the car's reacting, the way it's performing. It's not giving anything of he's willing to go for it. He doesn't want to go for it right now.
No, and you see Manuel there.
We just had a big incident further back. Race to go. Derek Lovegrove, Matt Monday have come together up at turn 6.
And that was
nearly collected Matty Parker then from Mr. Monday.
Yeah.
So I think Craig Friend may have been collected possibly, but it's all heating up back here.
Friend's been in the wars tonight.
He has. Can't find a friend out there other than the wall apparently, but yeah,
he's got a friend.
I would argue Grumley's pace is not down at the moment. Like, he's not within the 24s. He's doing low 23s.
Yeah,
that's pretty good pace for this stage of the race, especially
if you look at earlier. If you look earlier with Randall and stuff like that, they were constantly into the 22s.
Yeah, I think this is just from coming. He's just managing the tyres. I don't think he's struggling to do lap time. I think he's wanting to. No.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But knowing the lap times previously, that these 3 guys behind Grumley were definitely quicker. So, which is understandable. But I can hear what you're saying. I think if you saw Damon have a lunge, I reckon Manuel will be there and Rand will be there to sort of try and take advantage of that as well.
Well, they would.
But Damon needs to come out of turn 8 on a heater and get right up. He needs to be right on him.
He needs to be right on him through turn 7.
Yeah,
he needs to be right on him.
He knows out, but he's not. He's not committing to the.
No.
Like he should have. Yeah, he should have let the car run a bit deeper. Get up beside Grumley, and he's got a right to be there if he gets up there early enough. And it's actually a good turn to do that. And Grumley might have had to relinquish that spot because of the fact is he knows he's tyre deficit. Here we go, Bush in the
bit of lap traffic there. Luke Ullman makes a good
nice
point though.
Work,
don't want to win a race, or don't need to win a race to win a championship. It's very true. We do make the claim though in the modern society of split 2, you need to win at least 2 races to win the title. Kokoschki has done very well, up 9, and is starting to chase them down. He's into the 22s at the moment.
Mackenzie just passed Clifton as well.
Yep, so Kokoschki could chase them down, and if he chases them down, he'll be the one that'll be willing to pick them off one by one and try and go for it. So he's going to be one to watch here. But you see there, Fisher was right up on the inside at turn 6. Couldn't quite get on the inside of Grumley.
Yeah.
And now he's affected the run out of 7 as well. He's not going to be able to do this now at turn 9. He's going to have to wait another lap. So again,
Just needs that slight level of commitment up a slight notch. Not to make it desperate, but to make it, you know, I think that's the next step for Damon is he's got the pace in the car. He just needs to have that commitment to say, you know what, I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this move, you know, and then it might start happening. Because, say, at the rate Grumley's running at the moment, each of these 3 guys behind Grumley could easily get Grumley, I think, if they were to pass Grumley.
Oh,
so,
sorry, Chris Blanchard. Scott McKenzie, I think, have just had a moment down at turn 9. That tells the story. Blanchard's into the wall, and McKenzie's on. I wonder if McKenzie went for a dive and Blanchard didn't quite realise he was on his inside. That car's got really heavy damage on it. And Ren nearly lost it there as well.
Yeah.
That is a struggle for them. Up through the staircase we go as well. Simon Haynes in the chat with us too. Great to have you out here with us, Simon. Congratulations on your Split 1 promotion this season. We look forward to watching from afar. See how you go. At the moment, Steve Brumley is well in control. And again, as I said a few laps ago, Brett, the longer this now goes on, if we get up to around about lap 68 to 70, I think Steve Brumley will win this race. If they can't get a car past him, he's going to win, because eventually their tyres are going to start to wear down as well, because they're having to push their tyres to stay with him. He's in the controlling position right now. Because they're having to wear their tyres down like that, they're going to have nowhere near as much of an advantage as what they previously had over the last sort of 5 laps. They will. So
Damon's there. Like, I mean, he's got the pace, but he's just not putting the car in the. Oh, here we go. No,
that's right.
See, it was probably just a little bit ill-timed. Sorry, Manuel flashing out there. Definitely caught the Damon disease. Just slightly ill-timed attempts. I think, you know, he's got to. Like, he's showing the nose. He's just not committing to it that next step.
No, that's right. And Luke in the chat made the point, don't need to ruin a race. We're not saying he needs to ruin his race.
Oh, definitely not. No.
He has a massive advantage in terms of his tyre wear comparatively to what Steve's was. Yeah. You know, and Mr. Gamble's saying it right, multi-21. I think they've got to put Phil in Damon's position, and Phil's got to go for it, because I think Phil's going to be willing to. Right now, Damon's not willing to, but he is right on him. So has he got himself a chance? Has he got himself a chance? He's braked a little bit too early through 8. He needed to be that little bit more committed.
Might come back at him now.
He could. He's got a good run.
Come on. He's got to
get up the inside. He's backed out of it. What are you doing? That was the best chance he had.
That was the opportunity he should have taken. He could have put it up there.
He could have had him. That was the opportunity.
He could have had that.
He was well enough up on him to try and get alongside under brakes. He could have gotten him.
And Randall's now really attacking the back of Manuel as well. So, you know, like if Randall gets past Manuel, which he's trying, you can see there, he had a little bit of a look then. And if he gets past Manuel, he's going to be on a Damon, and he's going to put the pressure right on him there. So, yeah, that was a big missed opportunity by Damon. I mean, and as you were saying, Hamish, there's nothing wrong with, you know, protecting your position. He's in P2 at the moment. It's a great start. He's had a good race. He put it on pole, you know, all this stuff. But I think that tentativeness might hurt him in the long run. Yeah. You know, he just needs to sort of just have a bit more of a dip.
Yeah. And you know, Steve's saying it right. Door was open. And, you know, Phil even saying, I'll be honest, I would have stuck my nose in.
Well, so Randall's having a look on the inside of Manuel. Here we go. Damon's on the inside, but he's not going to get the speed out.
Oh, he's lit it up though on exit, did Randall, so he couldn't quite get the run. Is Fisher going to try and go for it though? Come on, you got to have a send. Have a crack.
I don't think he's close enough.
Oh no, he clipped the wall.
He's hit the wall.
So at this point now, he's got to let Phil past him.
Yeah, he's got to let Phil have a crack. I think, you know, like as that, and this is not to take anything away from Dame, but I think this is a big lesson for Dame, that he can he can take away from this race is that he had a number of opportunities to take that move,
but he wasn't willing to.
I just don't think he. Yeah. So, and I understand why, but I think that's going to.
And this isn't us picking on Damon in any way. It's pulling apart the team tactics you can pull when you're in this scenario, right? Phil has shown this race he's willing to try and go for it if he gets the opportunity. Yeah. Damon hasn't really been showing that. So
Phil's probably being a bit respectful to Damon, not to put him under pressure. But I think at this time, Damon's had a few attempts. He hasn't been able to sort of commit to that next level.
Yeah.
Same again. It don't have to be reckless or anything like that. It's just, you need to have a crack at putting the car a bit higher up. That's the wrong spot, Damon.
Yeah, it's the wrong spot. I mean, you're going to give up nearly a second or even half a second on the exit of turn 7. Like, and not just think about that, but as well, you think about now the long-term stuff here. Steve now knows Damon's not going to be willing to go for it in future, so he doesn't have to worry about him.
Yeah.
So you're actually
he only needs to close.
You're giving Steve a mental advantage later in the season because he knows you're not going to be willing to go for the dive.
Exactly. Because now what would happen? Each of these, Randall knows what Damon's playing at. Grumley knows, even Manuel does. But I mean, he's on the same team, so it's not as bad. But any time Damon's behind Grumley, he can move over half a car. And he can just psych him out of actually having a crack.
Yeah.
And that's something that you don't want to follow you through the series.
No.
You want to put that doubt into people's mind. Oh, God, is this guy going to put it up the inside of me? What's he going to do, Yeah.
Shane and Simon agreeing that lifting off slightly early through 8 and getting the run through the corner was actually better when you're in the draft. So. It's an interesting point. James Boardman has just gone wide down here, out at turn 3. So
that's very wide.
Yeah, or turn 4, sorry. So he's going to let the front runners through. Just
what a
looking
great
at the lap
battle
times
as
well.
All up and down.
Yeah, just looking at the lap times too. So Grumley's just done 23.4, Fisher at 23.4, 23.5, 23.1. So the fastest driver out of the top 4 right now is Shane Randall on a 23.1. So he's very racy.
Oh, he'd be champing at the bit.
Yeah,
he would be champing at the bit. To get past, and I mean, look, he'd be doing it. I mean, look, and what a great battle it's been. Fantastic battle, and there's other battles going on up and down the field as well. So we're quite well aware of that.
Yeah, of course, Alex Kinnis, Gary Buckland, they're trying to work his teammates here to hold back Joel Oosterval as well in his attempt to make his way further up inside of the top 10. Good opening race for Joel here, up 7 at the moment. Into the top 10 in his first outing in Split 2. It's great to see. Simon Hedeshy goes for the dive bomb on the inside at turn 9, and Ron Allen. Ron wants the switch back though on the exit. Can he get the drive out of the corner? He can't quite do it. So Hedeshy rolls on to P11 now, up 10. Horsell up 10 as well. With Rick Viger, Brett Fisher and Brett Taylor in the line of start. Scott Weston, Roy Clark as well back here. Halil Cesar. Rest to go, the top 20 at the moment. But the front runners are continuously battling away.
Great battle, awesome battle, absolutely awesome battle. Very respectful. It's good racing. I just think that as we talked about before, we don't need to continually repeat ourselves. Damon's just taking that really shallow line there. Yeah. That's just really hurting him on the exit of here.
And it's good now. So if obviously Damien's watching now, but if you rewatch this back there before the bend, of course, you've got a couple of weeks now to even practice this in your team practice too.
Yeah.
Use it as a case study of where can you maybe improve going forward.
He's just put that wall again there.
He has, as Craig Friend's gone off the road again, by the way, further back in the field. He is really struggling tonight. And in fact, the race leaders are actually about to catch up to him in a moment here, I think. So
Randall having a bit of a run at Manuel there.
Yeah, he is.
And had to back out of it again.
So as we continue forward, we're on to lap 67 of 78. About to be lap 68 here, so 11 laps to go. And we cross the strike once again. And at this point, it's hard to look past Steve Grumley as a race winner here. Because of the way that it's going.
Solid effort.
It's a very solid effort. I don't want to call it with 11 laps to go at the moment, but we did say 10 laps ago that he wins in this scenario. These are the races that he wins, and this is how he pulls it off normally. So he's done a very good job. It's typical Steve Grumley stuff, and it works for him. It's worked out well for him here tonight.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, and as you said, I think it's a probably a really good reflection for Damon and the other guys just to have a look at how this race unfolded, whether there's things you can do better. Take, you know, some of the other guys that come from split one down, you know, Van Loom, you know, so forth and so on. You know, those guys, if they're behind you, they will have a crack, you know, if they've got pace. So you maybe need to sort of, just look at some of that sort of stuff so it doesn't catch you out.
Also, Stephen Kokoschki's been slowly catching them the last few laps. Alex Kiddis wants a bit of a dive here on Matt Stoyles into turn 9. Couldn't quite get close enough. But he's lost the rear. Round goes Stoyles. Kiddis and Buckland go through. And look at that, the secret and sneaky assassin once again. Up 6 into P6 tonight. Just sneaking his way through.
Yeah, Stoyles falling down the list.
There's a yellow flag here at turn 1. So there's a car that's been off the road down here. I'm not sure who it is. If it was someone going slow, but they've surpassed it.
Manuel dropped off there about a second behind Damon for a second. Randall sort of about nearly a second off Manuel as well. So they've just sort of backed out of this a little bit.
Yeah. We've got about 10 laps to go here, Brett, so I think it's time we can start thinking about some Driver of the Day nominations as well. We can possibly put forward, you know, by the end of the race. I think right now it's standing out for me. Probably the two drivers that have really stood out for me tonight in terms of how they've been driving is out there is Scott McKenzie with big damage. So that's why there was a yellow flag at turn 1. What are you laughing at?
Oh, Rick just saying... Rick thinks it's quite funny that I'm telling Damon how to race. Piss off, Rick. It wouldn't matter, you know, who it was. I think, you know, Hamish and I are both on the same page. All cars stopped there.
That's Scott McKenzie. And Roy Clark and Matt Stoyles Roy Clark and Scott Weston there nearly made a bit of boo-boo contact with him as they continue their battle along here. It's not a dig. It's not, you know, I mean, hey, I've got a long way to go. I mean, I'm nowhere near as fast as Damon. Don't you worry about that. I used to be faster than Damon, but no, those times have gone now. He has a lot more time to practice than I do, and I'll be the first to admit it. I've got a lot of learning to do and lots of stuff. Looking forward to trying to improve. But no, Damon's quick. He's proved last season he is. It's just, you know, observation. So looking at how tonight's race has gone thus far, Brett. Damon's got to slow down. Damon Fisher's got to slow down. So that has let Phil Manuel and Shane Randall past.
Has he got to slow down?
He has. He's got to slow down. He had to pull over and serve the slowdown.
Wow.
That has taken him out of the fight for the podium. So Manuel through a slowdown. If he can catch up to Grumley, could get a shot here.
Yeah.
He could get a shot at it.
Go.
Yep. Oh, Grumley getting loose.
Grumley sideways. Yeah.
So the tyres starting to just fall away now.
This will be interesting if these guys, and I'm pretty sure they're going to get up the back of Grumley. This will be interesting to see what transpires the next few laps.
So at the moment, Brett, the three names that are really standing out to me, and I'd be interested to hear if you had any more to add to it in terms of Driver of the Day nominations. I think Joel Oostervall for his
definitely
first attempt into Split 2, up 9 at the moment. Stephen Kokoschki, first race in Vets, up 9 at the moment into the top 5. And then I think Shane Randall as well. I think the way that Shane has driven out of the top 4, especially in the early part of the race, he looked the strongest out of the 4 of them for the majority of the early portion. So they're my current 3 that I would put forward. But I don't know who else you want to add. Maybe you wanted to add Phil to that list or somebody else. I'm not sure.
Yeah, look, I think Phil's driven a brilliant race as well. I don't know. We just blinked there for a second. I mean, look, even Gary Buckland, you know, I mean, up 6 spots into 6, you know, I mean, former Split 1 driver, but solid race. You know, he's just...
Halil Cesar and Scott Weston, I think, have made a bit of contact down at turn 4. So something's happened down there between both those guys.
Yeah, if it's anyone, I'd probably like to add Gary Buckland in there as well in the mix, you know.
Yeah. see how it
haven't
goes.
quite been able to put it up onto the back of Grumley at the moment, even though
No.
Grumley's sort of had a few moments out of the corners and stuff like that. They really haven't closed that gap.
Sheer Genius obviously hasn't watched in a while. If Steve wins, he's ineligible for driver of the day, unless we want to use a wild card. And normally we save that for something that is
wet races or
So that's just to put a line through that. If Steve wins, he is actually ineligible for driver of the day. So
and there's nothing taken away. I mean, Steve's done an absolutely perfect job. Shane Randall up on the inside of Manuel.
he wants this.
How's this
Can he
going
get
to
the
turn out?
drive or a little bit of wheel spin out of the exit there?
Oh,
Even more.
wheel spin. He's going to lose top end down here. He's going to have to pull back into the behind Manuel here, but he could carry a bit of speed and he could have a crack down to turn 9.
Yeah, he's all over him at the moment, is Randall. This would be a great finish for Manuel no matter what. If he gets P2 or he gets P3 or even the win, this would be a great performance from Phil Manuel tonight. Definitely one to be highlighted for sure. I think out of Phil and Joel, I think the fact that Joel's up 9 into the top 10, where Phil was in last season in split 3 was the better of the two. I think Joel's done a great effort for where he's placed at the moment. In the standings at least. As we roll on through, we've got 6 laps to go. Randall wants to move.
Randall having another look, a bit of a lock.
Oh, up
So he's
through
had back
turn
out of the
4.
end. So you can see Randall really wanting this, but he's actually suffering for it a bit, I think, too.
He is.
So he's probably going to put a bit of heat into that tyre.
he just-
And it's going to allow Dame to come back up on him too.
He looks so racy tonight, doesn't he? Like it's almost a different Shane than what we saw last season. Now he had glimpses last season of this, but this is like he's driving almost completely different. There's a fire under him, it seems.
It's a bit more poised. More poised, I think, And I think the confidence of the first half of the race, putting the car out in front for such a long time, lots of stuff, and actually being able to hold it off there has done him the world of good. So it's given him the confidence, but just not being able to complete the pass now. He's going to bring Damon right back into it. And whether Damon's going to put him under any pressure, and we see...
Ron Allen! Lap traffic, Ron Allen just drifted it through turn 11 into the grass. A wild ride for Ron. Need to start calling him DK. Oh, that's a rejoin. That's certainly a rejoin. Oh, my God. That's been the story of the night, is some of the rejoins we've seen. It'll be something that'll want to be tightened up and just fixed up before Shell V-Power Motorsports Park in 2 weeks' time.
So Grumley has actually
He's run away now.
broken the chain off Manuel. Now he's 3 seconds out. So this is his to lose.
This is kind of what we were alluding to, where we felt that Phil probably should have had an attempt earlier on, because now
Manuel
that he's
just went
up,
sideways out of that
and he's
corner,
blinking.
and Randall, he's blinking.
Yeah, there's not a world now where Steve can lose this at this point. Because
not with the experience he carries and lots of stuff.
Experience in these scenarios, Steve is often the one that comes out on top. And I think there's a few reasons, that obviously he's been able to run at this point. But I think there are reasons that, drivers and teams can learn from to apply in future. And that's the basis of the, not necessarily criticism, but the comments that we're making.
It's not criticism. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, we won't calling it as we see it.
Exactly. We're
not perfect.
We're not perfect. No, I'm certainly not.
No. Oh, definitely. But I mean, what's really good to be interesting to see. So 75 of 78. These guys are it's not over here yet, and this has been one sensational battle.
I need to show this off, Brett, because the battle of the Bretts is on.
Oh, he's on big time
yourself and Taylor all together.
Yep. How exciting! Oh, hey!
Hell, that's
on there, Fisher.
Let's get Rick Viger to legally change his name to Brett Viger here. Come on, 4 Bretts. I just wanted to show it off for a moment.
I was keen as mustard. I was in the middle of a Brett sandwich, and I knew that this. I mean, how good is it? the circuit of Brett's being fought out here once again. How good is this?
It's great to see all three of you battling away. It was one of our narratives of last season. It looks to continue now into season 26.
Oh, something's happened to Damon too. He's dropped down to 5 seconds off the back of Randall.
I think he had another slowdown. He's had another slowdown, I think. So now he's under pressure here from Stephen Kokoschki. As well, we've seen from the Synergy Sim Racing driver, he has been on fire tonight in terms of going for moves and racing really, really well. I think in terms of drivers that have looked confident around here in how they've been driving tonight, Steve Kokoschki and Shane Randall have probably been the two most confident we've seen outside of obviously the race leader at the moment, Steve Grumley. And then I think for sneaky uprisers, Gary Buckler and Joel Oosterwolde, I mean, both of those guys have done a great job just to sneak their way forward and get themselves into the top 10. It's been an impeccable drive for both those guys. I'm pretty well locked into those four when we put them forward at the end of the race. Barring something happening. But all four of them are driven. And shout out to Phil. Phil's driven great as well.
Yeah.
I expect a quality finish again this season at some point too from Phil. He just, I don't know, he didn't quite seem 100% comfortable in the car tonight at times. And I think that's where the difference maker's been between him and Shane. And I think the fact that Shane led early and led the most laps of the race, that's a pretty important factor.
It's a solid stamp onto the start of his series, this series 26. Grumley's falling back into the fold here a little bit. I think was out to nearly 3 seconds down, around 1.5, but there's only a couple of laps, a few laps to go here. Randall still threatening Manuel, and we've still got some battles going. Osterwell.
Oh, Randall's trying to go for it. A little bit of a lock. They bang doors through turn 14. And he's going to let him keep the position.
Yeah, that's probably a good move because that would be considered a bump and run, I would think.
Yep.
Osterwell sort of, on the tail of Buckland. Kiddis actually in 8th spot at the moment, having a reasonable sort of run. So that's great to see him in the top 10. Clifton having a good run as well.
So's Header Sheet up 11 into P10 tonight too.
Yeah. Solid effort, and especially Header Sheet was in the wars a fair bit tonight. So he's fought well. Yeah, he's going to be one to watch out throughout the series.
Will Cesar as well, even with the drive-through, P16 at the moment. It's a fair effort. Roy Clark as well. Somehow hasn't written the car off tonight. He's up 18 into P15. Russell Uren as well, up 17 into P20 as well. Matt Stewart up 15. Lovegrove up 14. Weston up 14. Taylor up 22. Selfred up 13. Horsel up 11. Some big gainers out there tonight. So we've got one lap to go. It'll be white flag when we cross the strike, and we will bid adieu to Adelaide for this season.
What a fantastic opener to the series, I think. And
I agree.
Grumley has put on a display here, old tyres, and held off the charge a number of times from all three competitors behind him.
He's driven exceptionally well. White flag, one to go here at Adelaide. And if Grumley can hold together for this lap, 2 seasons in a row, he will leave the first round as the championship leader in what could be an almighty begin to a championship charge. Another little minor detail for you, Brett, as we continue along this lap. If he were to win the championship this season, Mr. Grumley would become not only another double champion, but as minor a detail as it may be out there to anyone that cares, he would become the first double champion to win where the theme of the season in terms of the colourway of the thumbnail has been the same colour. He won in season 21 when we had silver and green. This season's theme is green, so he'd be the first one to do that.
Maybe that's what Grumley needs, but
maybe
if he pulls this off, which he looks like he's going to, Grumley's going to be one up on everybody else for a race win.
Oh yeah, he will indeed.
So he's
And as much as they would have wanted it for the South Australian locals in Phil Manuel and Shane Randall, they've been pipped by an interstate man in Steve Grumley. As he comes round turn 14, he'll win the first round of the season and the last race of 2025 as Steve Grumley wins it on the streets of Adelaide. with Phil Manuel just getting past and ahead of Shane Randall. Damon Fisher, Stephen Kokoschki, what a race from him. Up 9 into P5, Buckland up 6 into P6, and Oosterval up 9 into 7th position. Kiddis, Clifton and Simon Hedesheed will survive into the top 10 here this evening.
And Brett Fisher getting ahead of Brett Horsell.
Yes.
So Brett Fisher being the better of the Bretts.
Was indeed.
I seen Horsell actually, he must have ran out of fuel or something because he pulled over to the side and I went past him. So, yeah, I'd be interested to find out what happened there.
Driver of the day noms are in the chat. Shane Randall, Stephen Kokoschki, Gary Buckland and Joel Oosterval for this evening. Get your votes in. 1 vote per account, please. Only 1 name per account, please, as well. As it is now Steve Grumley, the first race winner in Adelaide for Split 2. Puts his name in the history books. He's already done so prior to now. He's done so in almighty fashion as well. As we
What a solid race though! Like that was it was a fantastic battle there too, and there was a decent amount of battles up and down the field, but that was sensational. You know, running there by all the guys. There, it was fantastic.
as we get ourselves prepared for the race 1 highlights here this evening as well. It all started
Come on, bring it on.
out on lap 1 as well. It was a hot start from Fisher and Randall as they got themselves going. And eventually Randall will try and get past him, but the driver we have to keep an eye on in here is Rick
Yeah,
Feiger.
see the line Damon took out there, yeah.
And that's what happened at
Yeah,
1
Rick,
for Rick.
was that Tannic?
I think it
in
might
the,
have been.
in the back
and
line.
then
Oh, and that
around
was- Wow.
it was Matt Stoyles who went round as well.
Wow, that was big too. Geez, he sent it big time there.
Indeed. Then we saw the move for the race lead. That was when Shane took over the race lead at this point. Yep. Ron Allen then making a mistake as well up through turn 4. And this was just a real bit of struggle street action for him.
Oh,
Got clipped by Tannic,
squeezy,
so
yeah.
round he went. Not much more could be done. That Monday then too, getting involved in a little moment for himself as well.
As soon as you unload the back of the car like that, there's no coming back from that.
Oh, we just lost the rear.
Yeah. Too much of the gassy gas.
At end of lap 1, this was James Boardman, who unfortunately got dive bombed by Bruce Tannic.
I just couldn't pull it up. Went straight ahead. Yeah.
Just got sent to the shadow run, unfortunately, for James. And then we went quite a good period of time where there was a couple of minor incidents in and around this, but then this is what brought out our safety car. This was Jeremy Bush down at turn 9, so he came through turn 8, didn't hit the wall, mind you, but
Oh,
blew the engine.
let the smoke out.
Yeah,
Let the
and
grey
that's-
smoke out.
That's when it went away from him. Which,
Actually, good piece of mind there to actually get the car off racing line there too, because if you'd have let it roll around the corner, it would have been all sorts of trouble for people coming around that corner.
So that's what saw the first safety car of the evening tonight as well. That's what brought that out. Matt Monday then had an incident a bit later on again. Just a real struggle night for Matty. Unfortunately, it's down at turn 9 as well, where it happens. So he's just overrun it a little bit here. And that was kind of the story of the evening for turn 9 as well, as Craig Friend. This was the moment with Halil Cesar that got Halil the drive through actually. So as they've come through, he's lent on me a little bit, lost the rear, did Halil, and then around went Craig. So it's unfortunate for him. And then this was the big one that we missed. This was down at turn 1 too with James Boardman and co. So Boardman came through, ran it way too wide, jumped the curb,
Yeah, that's
lost the rear, round she went. And then Tannic's come past, he tried to keep it going, but has clipped Tannic.
Yeah.
And then
Jeez.
watch for Andrew Hoffman here. Bang! Straight in the side of him.
Yeah. Medics to turn 3.
And then that is what brought out the safety car for the second time here this evening. So was a big one in the end. That was what got us going. This is what gave Steve Gumley the race lead, of course, as well after this. So realistically, what won him the race was his strategy and a fair effort as well to the very end of the proceedings. So we then also saw towards the end there, this was Andrew Galley's moment up at turn 4. We saw him spun round and we suspected a bit of contact with Michael Jones. Well, I can confirm there was some contact. He just got into the back of him, unfortunately, and spun him around.
Time again, unloaded car.
It's just that little bit more difficult as well. But in the end, it was a solid performance on the road, and in the end, it was a race win for Mr. Steve Grumley as well. 2 seasons in a row, he has won the first round of the season. As we get up our race results here for you this evening, and it was Steve Grumley ahead of Phil Manuel and Shane Randall for the top 3, Damon Fisher, Stephen Kokoschke for the top 5, Gary Buckland, Joel Usterval, head of Alex Kidder, Mick Clifton and Simon Heddersheed for the top 10, Rick Varga, Brett Fisher, Brett Horsell, Brett Taylor. So Mr. Fish, you won yourself the Battle of the Bretts for round 1. We will keep note of that. It is 1-0 for Brett Fisher in the Battle of the Bretts. Roy Clark, the top 15. Hillel Cesar, Reese DeGoey, Scott Weston, Matt Stoyles, Russell Uren, then in for the top 20 cars. Dirk Lovegrove ahead of Andrew Galley, Matty Parker, Peter Baxter, Ron Allen for the top 25. Michael Jones, Craig Friend, Chris Blanchard, James Baldwin, Jeremy Bush inside of the 30. As it was, unfortunately, Scott McKenzie, Matt Monday, Paul Burns, Bruce Tannock, Andrew Hoffman, Scotty Van Loon, Todd Duggan, and Ben Brook was the first car to call it quits on the evening of the first round. Right, in the green room we have waiting on by is P3 on the road here this evening. I'm just trying to look back to get the Driver of the Day nominations out of the chat for myself here. If I can find it, that'd be fantastic. So I have to do a little bit of counting. 1, 2, 2, 3.
What a sensational race, though, tonight here at Adelaide. What a fantastic opening to the season. Some great racing, some unfortunate events throughout the race. There's some winners and losers always happening on track, and it's been another fantastic, one to sort of be involved with. I think Adelaide, as we talked about before, was a great addition to the iRacing track pack, and I'm sure we're going to see it more down the track as time goes on in series. So that's a really good addition. And next run, the Bend. I haven't been at the Bend before, so here we go.
Here we go. So first up tonight, we have our P3 finisher in Shane Randall. Shane, welcome in. Congratulations. P3 on the road. Been a little while since your last podium in the Vets. Look to be on for a possible race win earlier in the night, but unfortunately it just didn't quite go your way in the end. But still a podium nonetheless, P3, and it's currently P3 in the championship as well.
Yeah, thanks, Hamish. Yeah, no, it's been a long time since I made the podium in Vets, so yeah, no, it's nice to be back up the front. So that was good.
Well, I suppose after last season, where you had probably your best pace of your entire Vets career, but probably the worst luck you've had, that's got to feel pretty good to get yourself started like that on your home circuit.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. I think a lot of that was self-inflicted last season, so yeah, can't blame too much apart from myself. But no, it's good. I think the Adelaide track suited me, and yeah, did a fair few laps in practice, and yeah, really enjoyed the challenge of trying to get through, particularly the first chicane without getting a slow down all the time. So no, it's good.
Well, of course, 2 South Australian races to begin our season. Adelaide round 1, the Bend next time out in a couple of weeks' time as well. Had some decent pace there the last time we were there. Are you looking forward to when we get to head out to Shelby Power Motorsports Park?
I would be, but I can't race that one, unfortunately. So no, way with the family. So no, that's all right. We'll give that one a miss and let a few other guys get up the front there.
Well,
How
Shane,
nice of you.
How gentlemanly of you just to give someone else a chance at a podium in round 2. But
I don't get on the podium too much. That was a bit tongue-in-cheek, that one.
Well, it's a great effort from yourself tonight, Shane, and we look forward to seeing how you go next time you are on track with us as well. This is now time that we can announce this too. As I get rid of this and I apply this, you are this week's driver of the day as well. So congratulations for the efforts
cool.
here at Adelaide.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, thanks for that, everyone. But yeah, like massive shout out to the other competitors and stuff. Phil drove a really good race. Yeah, we had a couple of little taps and stuff there, but no, it was all in good spirit. And yeah, obviously Steve managed the race really well with those safety cars. I guess always knew there were some safety cars coming, and yeah, he managed that well. But yeah, I was happy to run up the front. Yeah, 46 laps led, which is the most I've ever done in vets. So yeah, that's good.
That's a pretty good effort from yourself, Shane. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Yeah, you Hamish. Yeah, so Hamish has sort of spotted for me last season before, and yeah, always on the radio there while we're in the races. So yeah, it takes a lot of the mental load off. So yeah, thanks to you, Hamish, for managing that, and yeah, Infinity Broadcasting yourself, Black Art Designs, also your company there, Hamish, and yeah, just thanks to all the vet sponsors, and yeah, Bin the Blade for Balin, and obviously everyone in Sydney doing it pretty tough this week. So yeah, thanks to everyone, and yeah, look forward to catching up in a couple of weeks.
Thank you so much, Shane. Enjoy your holiday period and New Year's as well. Look forward to seeing you whenever you come back for this season too. Congratulations on the podium, and we'll see if you can get yourself another one the next time you're out on track.
Cheers, Hamish. Cheers, Brett. See you.
See you, mate.
I think that's pretty deserving driver of the day. We also don't want to have to burn through our wild card in round one either, as well.
No, and there's look. I was watching some of the comments there, and there's nothing taken away from Steve Grumley. You know, it was a ripper effort. I mean, to do 50 laps on a set of tyres, and still sort of walk away at times, you know, is a phenomenal effort by far. But it's
There's also
you won the race.
There's
you
also
know?
nine more chances that Steve can do it and win driver of the day. Shane can't win it again now for the rest of the season. He's ineligible now. He's already won driver of the day, so he can't do it again. Next up, we have got our P3 winner, P2 finish, sorry, here tonight of 266 Sim Racing, freshly promoted up into Split 2 in the 82 Mustang. It is Phil Manuel. Phil, congratulations, P2 on the road in your Split 2 debut here tonight after coming up as the Split 3 champion of last season. Congratulations on the efforts, and well done in the streets of Adelaide at, I believe, your home circuit, so very, very well done. You got us, Phil? Apparently not.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Unless he's muted his mic and he hasn't realised.
You're there, Phil.
Mr. Phil.
That's unfortunate. It would have
That's
been good to
unfortunate.
talk to Manuel.
Well, you know what that means, Brett?
Yeah,
He's got to finish on the podium again so he can talk to us later in the season.
Yeah, well, maybe he doesn't.
Oh, we got him now. We got him now. Hello,
Yep.
Phil.
Hello, how you going? Sorry about that. I just had to reset my headphones. So.
No worries.
good.
No worries, matey. Congratulations, P2 at one of your 2 home circuits this season. Very, very well done, and a solid result at the end there. But obviously, we were pretty vocal about Damon not really being willing to go for the move on Stephen P1. How many laps were you hoping he'd go and then eventually give you the position to have a crack at him?
To be honest with you, I was sort of just at that point just pinching myself that I was even in a podium contention. Coming up from Split 3, I was sort of hopeful of a top 10. And then when, you know, as it sort of played out and it was all pretty close there towards the end, I was just hoping that Damon could get by, to be honest. I wasn't really thinking about him sort of moving over for me or anything like that. I was obviously getting attacked a bit by Shane as well, so that was making things a little bit difficult. But in the end, he got the slowdown, which opened the door for me a little bit. But at that point, I had Shane all over me, and I just had my hands full keeping him at bay. So yeah, unfortunately, didn't quite get up there to get the crack at him. But yeah, is what it is, I suppose.
you got to be wrapped with your first race here at Adelaide, season 26. You know, coming out of split 3 into split 2 and second on the road, you've got to be pretty excited about that. And it wasn't sort of by any chance that you were there. You drove yourself into that position, so you've got to be confident going to the next round and the further down the series to have a decent crack at this one. You reckon?
Hopefully. Yeah, I did a lot of laps here. I obviously coming from Adelaide, I love the track, and just really enjoyed doing laps here. So, but to be honest, yeah, absolutely thrilled to get second. It's pretty unreal to sort of come up from split 3 and be sort of up around the mark straight away, and also a pretty solid result from the team itself. To have 3 cars in the top 10 is just unreal. So
definitely. I mean, 266 are going to be a formidable team just by showing tonight. As Hamish and I talked about throughout the race, that there's a number of teams that are pretty solid in split 2, but 266 having I think, where did Joel finish?
It was P7, I believe, in the end. So.
P7. So like three drivers in 266 in the top 10. That's an awesome start for the team.
Absolutely, and with Joel, his racecraft is awesome. He just if he could get his qualifying up to gear to reflect his speed, he'll be certainly one to watch throughout the season.
Now, before we let you go, Phil, obviously your team's had a massive influx of drivers this season, mainly built up obviously of previously your teammates from Team AJR as well. Is there any reason why you guys have been able to obviously coax a lot of drivers into the team coming into this season?
That's a tough question. We certainly didn't expect it. We were sort of just the 2 of us there for a while, and we're sort of just leaning on each other, trying to help each other, and we started getting some pretty good results. And we sort of just had a great relationship with the guys from AJR already. And I suppose once Damon decided to come across, the dominoes just started to fall, and everyone knows how much of a help Damon is, and Luke as well. And so I suppose it was just one driver came, and then another, and then it was just sort of like it sort of just opened up. And I think a lot of the guys were just looking for a bit of a change at this point. We also got a new driver. He's only in his 4th race. Who's just got the win in split 4 in Matty Day as well. So we're super pumped with him. He's showing a lot of pace. But yeah, it certainly wasn't anything that we expected. But we're absolutely thrilled to have everyone with us. There's no doubt about that.
It was like a flash in the pan sort of growth period. It's almost like the team name was like the kind of oracle moment of what's going to happen. You start with 2, then it's 6, then it's another 6, and eventually you've got so many drivers. But no, I mean, it's good to see you guys. Obviously, you're now one of the bigger teams in the series as well in terms of sheer numbers of drivers as well. So I've been through that as a team owner and getting a team to that point. So congrats to you guys on being able to do that so quickly, and now you guys can focus up and your run towards success can continue, and we'll see if you guys can try and win yourself a 2nd championship in a row, maybe even 2 this season if Matt's done that well in split 4 in round 1. So, but congratulations, Phil, P2 on the ends, P2 in the championship as well. So it's a pretty fair effort, and congratulations on the success, and we look forward to seeing you out at Shell v Power Motorsports Park in a couple of weeks' time. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, Phil, before we let you go this evening?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, Chris Bleakley, who runs 1-9. They do liveries. As you can see, our car's looking absolutely unreal this season, so I'd like to give a shout out to him. Also Pagnin and Next Level Racing, they've come on board to help us out this season, so we're pretty happy with that. And then all the drivers that have come on board, as we've said, happy to have them all. Just a great bunch of blokes. We all help each other, so it's been a really good dynamic. You guys on the broadcast, just doing an amazing job. I was blown away tonight. I haven't watched a lot of the split 2 stuff, so yeah, you guys done a great job. And obviously the vets, the race control, everyone that does everything behind the scenes, Racecraft, all the sponsors. That'd probably be it, I think.
Well, thanks so much. Come and have a chat to us, Phil. Best of luck in a few weeks' time out at the Bend. We hope you have a happy and safe holiday period, whatever it is you may be celebrating, and we hope you have a happy and safe new year as well.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Well, Brett, one down. The final one of 2025. It's my last broadcast of the year as well. The break could not have come soon enough. But what a last race to have for the year.
No Grumley?
Oh, no, but never went in the green room to go and have a chat to us, so no, apparently not.
Oh, unfortunate. Okay.
Yeah.
It would have been good to have a yarn, but anyway. Yep, keep going, Hamish. Sorry.
But yeah,
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
it's my last one for the year. So it's the last one for the vets for the year as well. So we'll be back again the beginning of 2026, of course, with round 2 to come your way out at Tailem Bend. Taking place we'll be racing on the 8th of January 2026. So the first weekend of, the second weekend of January, we'll be broadcasting on the 10th for round 2. So you guys can find that right here on the V8 Veterans channel, as well as Infinity Broadcasting as well. So be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the bell icon too. If you are watching on the Vets channel, so you get notified whenever we go racing with the Split 4 action, Friday nights, 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. The Split 3 action with AJ and the team at 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and then 8:30 p.m. Saturday evenings as well for the Split 2 action. Myself and Brett in the booth for that one at 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Be sure to go over and support us over at Infinity Broadcasting. Hit the like button and subscribe to the bell icon there as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing on the channel. The first race of 2026 on the channel will be January 5th. 11:50 a.m. It'll be Highside Motorsports for round 4 of their season. The same day, you're getting yourself a double header later in the night, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. The VRS Porsche Cup Series returns with round 1 of season 4, which now has a full grid of 992.2 Porsche Cup cars as we go racing at Brands Hatch. First round of the season. So you guys can catch all that action live on January 5th as well. Be sure to go support Simspeed TV, subscribe to them as well so you're notified whenever they go racing on their channel, as well with the live Split 1 action, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time on Thursday nights as well. Big shout out to all the series sponsors, good and title sponsors, Racekraft Simulations, Play One Sim Gear, as well as Logitech G, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Simsports, LGC Images, Südspeed gloves, and M1 Used Cars for the Driver of the Day award. Tonight it went the way of Infinity Motorsports Shane Randall. Next time it could go to you as well. For myself, Hamish Munro, and Brett Fisher alongside. Brett, just quickly
before we head off, I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and have a happy and safe New Year. In recent light to the Bondi shooting and a number of events around the world that have happened recently, I just want to take this time to sort of just appreciate the people that are around you. Also, and I did mention this in the last night's broadcast on Split 4. Like with the tragedy with Greg Biffle's plane going down, his whole family disappearing, and other people on that plane as well. And it's quite funny. I find that particular event has rocked me myself fairly harshly, and I'm quite surprised on actually how much that particular incident has affected us. And I just wanted to take this opportunity just to say, just make sure you look at the people around you and appreciate them for who they are, what they are, and keep an eye out for people who are struggling. Just reach out, lend a hand. Don't ignore what your sort of gut tells you sometimes. It could be the most important thing you do in your life to save someone else's life. And it's Christmas time is a tough time for some people, and it's a joyous time for others. But just look after your fellow man and just be kind where you can be. Thank you very much.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Brett. Thank you very much. A big thank you to everyone who joined us here this evening and throughout 2025 as well. We'll return to you again in 2026 as well. For myself, Hamish Munro and Brett Fisher alongside, thank you so much for joining us once again and taking time out of your lives and out of your days to be here with us too. We hope you all have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, safe and happy New Year as well. Whatever it is you may celebrate over the next week and a half, we hope you have a happy and safe one. surrounded by the people you love and the people that care about you as well. Once again, we want to give our thoughts to those families that lost family members last Sunday, the 15 unfortunate souls that have now been lost from this world. Our condolences go out to you, and best thing that could have ever happened was it never happened. But hopefully there is some good to come from what has happened over the last week as well. But I've been Hamish Munro with Brett Fisher alongside. Appreciate your time, appreciate your effort being here with us. We'll see you guys in 2026. But until then, thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, listen fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel super carbide, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. But the racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 Vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel super carbide. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name. It's a 1,000 decibel super carbide. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
The Racing Series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we've created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In this sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's just say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Introducing the Rackraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a Rackraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The Rackraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.